And welcome back to the House SC2 Circuit. If you're just tuning in, you are here in time for the grand finals for a best of seven between Elazer and Spirit. It has been a long tournament. It's been a long tournament, a great offline event as well. A massive shout out to all the people behind it. Shout out to Kashima, shout out to D6, Dansky. I need your help with that. But shout out to Indy as well, hosting the Polish stream as well. It's been amazing. It's been beautiful. And this is where it all ends.
And it is as we are loaded into the first map of our finals. There is no 1 point advantage. This is a fresh best of 7. And we are looking at our first player, the Red Terran, coming from the lower bracket. It is representing Psystorm Gaming. Wait, lower bracket? He's from upper bracket. My bad. Representing Psystorm Gaming and Poland, it is Spirit.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Babylon, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Zerg player fighting his way up from the lower bracket, looking for his revenge, as this is a rematch. Representing Team Liquid, it is Elazer. Here we go. As a reminder to everyone, predictions are open, by the way, in the chat. Place your bets on who you think is going to be the champion of this tournament. You only have a couple of seconds remaining, so it's up to you to decide on who you want to favor here. Is it going to be the Terran or the Protoss? Sorry, the Terran or the Zerg. No Protoss, unfortunately. No Protoss involved. Spirit, of course, did win the first time they faced in a best of 5, but it went all the way to the ace match. It went all the way. It went down to the wire. And I'm hoping we get another ace match here as well in the grand finals.
You're hoping for an ace match, but are you hoping for 40-minute games?
No, but that's what we're gonna get.
Yeah, that's what
exactly. As it's as we saw them just go back and forth in their previous series. Once again here on Babylon, Spirit is going for a CC first build, so very economic here out of Spirit, but Elazer isn't one to be too aggressive. He's one to be a little bit more greedy. Instead, he is going for a hatch gas pool opener. Nothing too crazy coming out from Elazer.
Yeah, I mean, we did see maybe a little bit crazy against Geralt, as he did go for some link flats over there, but it wasn't like, you know, like early cheese link flat. It's always like more of a macro style where he just slowly overwhelms his opponent, and I guess we will see similar style right here as well.
Yeah, oh my god, by the way, Spirit, he's doing something crazy. So, one, as Spirit does, he went for a CC first on the low ground. He skipped his Marine, he skipped his Reaper, which means no scouting information. He didn't go for an SCV scout either. Like, he doesn't really care. He doesn't expect Elazer to be cheesy or aggressive. Meanwhile, he's going for a hidden factory behind his mineral line.
Okay, a hidden factory. So, what do you think a hidden factory is for? Like, what is he hiding from Elazer?
Yeah, there's a lot of... This is really interesting. So, because the factory is back here behind the mineral line, he can't add-on swap. So he's not going to be making like 2 Hellions at a time or anything like that. So I'm really curious what this is going to be for. He's going for a starport behind this. Are you feeling something like BCs?
No, he wouldn't. Would he?
It's interesting, right? So there's no tech lab on the factory, so we're not going to add on swap here. But typically when you go BC, you don't add on swap anyway. So this could be lined up as soon as the starport finishes. We start the fusion core, then we start the tech lab, and okay, he is going 3cc. Sorry, he is going for a 3rd CC, but that's after the starport. So I'm really curious to see how this all comes together. Yep, it's BC.
How does he know, guys? Light is playing Zerg. How does he know?
I've been BC'd many times before.
Yeah.
I know what hurts me. I know what hurts me, Kuro. I know what gives me fear at night.
Yeah.
I could smell this coming a mile away.
I don't play that many games, and even I have been BC'd before.
Yes. It's the Zerg players we never forget. We don't.
We don't. We don't. We see it in front of our eyes every night.
Yeah, and I love this build, by the way, from Spirit, just because it's very out of left field. We just casted a best of 5. For those wondering, we just casted a best of 5 between these two players. It went all the way to game 5, and for the most part, they were all macro-oriented builds, right? Like macro-oriented playstyles. Spirit was never this aggressive, so out of left field, this is coming out. It's going to be BC. He's going 2-port BC!
Yeah, with
That's the
Yamato as
second
well.
starport. Yeah, he's going Yamato, he's going for the add-on swap, he's gonna be just pumping out BCs. He's an animal. He's crazy.
And the important part is that Elazer has no idea. He has not scouted, he has not even attempted to scout his base. Like Spirit had a Marine prepared in case there is an Overlord, but the Overlord just didn't appear.
Yeah, again, there's no reason to, like, because of how Spirit's been playing, right? Like, he's been very passive, very macro-oriented all day today, so again, like, there's no reason for Elazer to be prioritizing scouting. Now, to be fair, his lair is about to finish. So what Elazer should be doing once the lair finishes, he should be morphing in an Overseer, and he should be going into the main base. But the first BC is about to pop out. How many queens do we have to defend? We have, we got 10 queens. We have a lot of queens. They're over here at the third base. They're not in the main, so we'll see how quickly he can react as the first BC does arrive. No spores are in position whatsoever.
Yeah, the BC teleports straight into the main, so it takes a while for these queens to reach there, so drones will start to fall. The spores are only started right now as well.
Yeah, exactly. The spores are very delayed. We're diving on top of the queens. We have plenty of queens to work with, though, as again, 10 queens, 5 here in the main, 5 over on the low ground as well. The first BC is being pushed away. 3 drone kills, not too bad. What's important is that the BC will survive. Yo, we throw down a mule to repair.
Yeah, so that BC is not going anywhere. It's not even going home. It's just gonna stand right here, have the mobile repair right there, and it's just gonna be danger once again.
And what's really interesting as well, this is 2-port BC with Bio, which is not very common. Typically, if you're going and committing to BCs like this, it's with Mech. Mech is usually alongside this. So the Bio transition, it may even catch Elazer off guard as well. Right now, he is prioritizing his Ling upgrades. He's working on 1-1. He's working on bathing speed. The first BC is pushing back in, and now we have 2 more to join him.
Yeah, those queens were trying to walk up the ramp. They saw the 2 additional BCs and were like, nope. Yeah. They're not going into that.
Yeah, we have a massive Ling counterattack being set up here. The main base is forfeit. The spawning pool is going to be going down. The lair is going to be going down as well. Can the Lings do enough damage across the map? There is a bunker. There is a tank. The natural base is secure. But what about the third? Likewise, also safe.
Yeah, the tanks are enough to defend that. And the beasts will be now under attack of the queens. But the queens don't have all that much energy. And they will start going down.
Yeah, exactly. We can see the queens falling one after the other. Three BCs is too much. These queens that cannot stand up, they cannot stand strong. This is getting out of control. We have a Spire on the way, but it's only halfway done. The lair does survive, thankfully. The spawning pool survived as well, actually. So surprising that Spirit, he didn't actually finish that off.
Yeah, I guess he was more focused on taking down all these queens. And to be fair, Elazer is remaking that spawning pool anyway, so it will be up before this one will goes down anyway. But I mean, Spirit did kill a lot of queens with that.
Yeah, looking at the Unisoft tab here, he killed 12 queens, and he finishes off the spawning pool in the main base. Can he get the lair? Unlikely. We can see spores are leapfrogging forward. We can see only 1 BC is remaining, but a lot of damage is still being done. Meanwhile, Elazer, he can't really do much of anything across the map. Spirit, he is safe and secure, as he does evacuate in the end. And that was a lot of damage for no BCs killed.
That one queen, it popped out of that lair and it got like down to like 2 HP and then it wasn't finished off.
The queen survived, but are we really living right now? Because that was an insane amount of damage. We have the bio push coming up behind this. 0 Bailings are ready for this. There is Bailing speed, but without Bailings themselves, Elazer can't really engage.
Yeah, that he cannot. And there are tanks already set up. There are marines here as well. Corruptors are out to fight the BCs, but the BCs are not here.
Yeah, and again, these Bailings are very delayed. We do have Bailing speed, to be fair, and it looks like the Bailings, they are going to finish up in time, but the tank positioning is so good here. Spirit, he's already within range of the 5th base, and we'll see if Elazer can hold on to it.
Well, it is under fire of this tank, so unless Elazer can find a way to surround these tanks, maybe run some links into them, I don't think this base is gonna be safe.
Yeah, the 5th base is going to go down. We can see the Corruptors are trying to go for a counterattack. They're trying to do whatever they can across the map, but no, the BCs do push them back. Now, Elazer is at least still on 4 bases. He has a good worker count. His economy is looking quite powerful behind this. He's getting into 2-2 like he is still has a pretty powerful standing army, and he's getting ready to collapse on top of the Marines.
And to be fair, that army of Spirit is, I mean, it is split, but it's also very spread out, and if the Lynx run straight into it, they should be able to take it down eventually, but the question is how long it will take for Elazer to do so, and yeah, he decides to just go against Spirit's army, like, in his home.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I do agree. I do think that Spirit is overstaying his welcome here, and yeah, he needs to get the hell out of here. He doesn't want to lose this army. We can see Elazer's trying to catch him if possible, but oh, he doesn't have eyes on this. He doesn't go in, and Spirit is going to make it back home.
Yeah, that he will, and he will build some command center as well. But now the Lynx actually catch the tanks on siege, and they will take down at least 2 of them.
Yeah, but that was a lot of Lynx. That was not a good trade for Elazer. You can see him plummet in the army supply as Spirit is pushing on forward. We need more Banelings. They are being morphed in before they can finish up. Spirit is trying to gain more ground. At least Elazer was able to shave off some of those tanks, so that is going to slow down Spirit.
Yeah, that it will, as the Corruptors are actually taking down these factories, and this is a lot of Corruptors. Like, actually, this is a lot of Corruptors, and they're not really able to get to the BCs at all.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they take down the factory, which is nice. Meanwhile, we have a medevac drop into the main base. Elazer has to respond. He has to react. His entire army does pull back for a moment there. At the same time, Spirit is pushing on forward in towards that 3rd base. Good Yamato goes off on one of those Corruptors. And this is a really solid position here for Spirit.
Yeah, I really love how Spirit is positioning this, where he has all these Marines spread out, so they're safe from the Banelings. And then we have the BCs on top of them, so the Corruptors cannot really approach them either, because the Marines are protecting them.
Yeah, we can see Elazer has to give up this base. He has to evacuate this hatchery. He's getting ready for a bit of a surround, though. We have a lot of Lingbane spreading out here, looking to just collapse on this army. The spread from Spirit is looking good, but is it going to be enough?
Oh, it looks like BC is teleported just in time as Elazer is rolling in. The Banelings are gonna connect with some of the Marines, but they are very well spread out. But it looks like eventually he will be able to clean up this Terran army.
Yeah, solid cleanup here from Elazer. He does shut down the entire tank and Marine army. The hatchery survives as well, so a good fight here for Elazer. Spirit has a lot of rebuilding to do. He's down to, what, only 2 tanks? That was, again, just not the best fight for him. Yeah, it does lose a lot of momentum, a lot of map presence.
Yeah, that was a bit unfortunate for Spirit. I do think maybe he stayed there a little bit too long. He did teleport the BCs out, so they were saved, but losing an entire army like this is definitely not ideal, because now it will take time to rebuild it.
Yeah, you were talking about 40-minute games earlier, and that is what Spirit is setting up for. He is fully walling off. He's setting up a line of turrets. He's setting up a line of tanks, of planetaries. That is a reality here on Babylon, especially if the Terran player ever loses an army like that, then they have to turtle back at home. Like, they can't be active anymore.
Does anybody have popcorn?
Yeah, strap yourselves in, everyone, as Spirit is just hunkering on down. He's double expanding as well. He's spreading himself a little bit thin. Hopefully he can hold on to these fringe bases as Elazer is able to remax, rebuild. Hive is finishing up. This is a late Hive out of Elazer just because of how chaotic this game has been, but he's working towards that as, Spirit sneaking out his BCs.
Yeah, he is also, you were saying that he was double expanding, but actually Elazer is still denying that base. He has a link or some other unit dug up there, and yeah, the species will be now flying into the main base of Elazer and maybe at least sniping a few overlords, but who knows, maybe even the Hive.
Yeah, they can get some damage done, but there are a lot of Corruptors, so these BCs have to be very careful. The Corruptors now reveal themselves. We're going to get some Yamatos off, and then we teleport back home to safety. At the same time, a drop here towards the right-hand side. This hatchery is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, the Corruptors are coming here to help, but they're only able to help with the medivacs. Meanwhile, the Zerglings barely saved this hatchery, but now it's very low and it may be finished off in the next attack.
Yeah, exactly. This hatchery is looking very exposed right now. The tanks, or the bases here from Spirit, are just encroaching upon Elazer's half of the map, as one of Elazer's bases is about to be taken. Sure, the southern base was denied, but Spirit, he finds another base to take instead.
I mean, you say that, but there's also a Zergling here. Elazer is
hopefully
prepared.
we can deal with that. As it looks like that hatchery is going to be going down at the same time. Elazer just going through the center of the map instead. He's going to catch some of these tanks. The Lings, they do dive on top of them, and it looks like 1, 2, 3 tanks may go down.
Yeah, the friendly fire probably helped these Zerglings as well, and they will be able to take a few links and even roll maybe in this mineral line.
Yeah, exactly. We have a delayed reaction. The SCVs are going to try and evacuate. It looks like the SCVs will escape, but damage is being done here. We are just finding a weak point in the defenses in the armor of Spirit.
I am actually not sure about that move from Elazer. Like, I'm not sure why he didn't just target the CVs instead, but I mean, he decided to go for that army, or maybe he wasn't exactly paying a lot of attention to that move. Meanwhile, the beasts once again going into the main base, but now there are spores, so the beasts are actually suffering quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, one of the BCs is very low as well. Hopefully, Spirit can evacuate in time before the Corruptors really finish him off. The Spore once again doing a lot of damage. Can we teleport up?
Yeah, the beasts are teleporting away. At the same time, Spirit working on a nuke. I want to see a good nuke, Spirit.
There we go. We have nukes on the way. We have Lib range as well. Mass Ghosts in production. Spirit finally able to gain control of this center base. And he's just using this as a staging ground here to lay siege upon some of these other bases. But the Broodlords have arrived. Not the best upgrades, or 0 upgrades here for the Broodlords, unfortunately. But they are going to be able to push this army back.
Don't Broodlords actually benefit from the melee upgrades?
The Broodlings technically do. Yeah, technically, as we do have a nuke, but it is being spotted, and Elazer is able to avoid the nuke for the most part. The Corruptor.
I saw more flashy
Corruptor does go down. At the same time, we do have a couple of drops going down on the south side of the map, and the drones are getting picked off. At the same time, here come the BCs, but they're going down.
Ooh, the beasts actually get fungled by the infestors, and they won't be able to teleport away in time, and 2 of them going down, the 3rd one probably as well, and I guess this will be the end of the BC time.
Yeah, but the mass drop play, look at how many drones are going down. 24 drones already fall here. There are Marines in almost every single base here of Elazer just not able to react.
Yeah, Elazer was very focused on the front of the attack, but at the same time he kind of forgot about his bases, and like a lot of damage has been done, a lot of drones have fallen down, and those that are still there are not able to mine.
Yeah, exactly. We do see the economy of Elazer taking a massive hit. At the same time, here comes Spirit. He has a lot of ghosts. He's looking for those snipes if possible, but doesn't really find a way in. We do see that one BC just harassing here towards the southern portion of the map as well. There are no Corruptors. Oh, sorry. There we go. We do have 5 Corruptors coming in, and they should shoot this away.
Yeah, the BC should be either teleporting away or maybe even going down. I don't think Spirit is quite paying attention to this, and the last BC will be going down.
Yeah, the teleport was actually on cooldown. It was on cooldown. He could not teleport away, so that is the end of the BC harass. It has concluded. Oh boy, and now things are settling down a little bit as, yeah, a little bit more damage was being done to those workers. The Broodlords are pushing on forward, and with these infestors to support, the Ghosts are having a hard time engaging.
Yeah, they don't really have a way, but at the same time the main army of Spirit is down there attacking the bases, so I guess we will be trading the bases a little bit, but this is so much army from Elazer here, and most of the Ghosts will be going down.
Yeah, the Ghosts, they were trapped. We did see Spirit just not able to position himself well enough. We'll lose a big chunk of those Ghosts. Meanwhile, a nuke is being thrown down once again. A massive army on the left-hand side is fighting another hatchery.
The drones are transferring to the nuke.
Up! No!
They barely didn't make it there, but yeah, that was very close. Still, 16 workers going down is pretty significant.
16 workers and 2 hatcheries as well. This bio push has been working wonders here for Spirits. Again, Elazer, his Broodlord army was too slow. His Broodlord army could not react in time, could not respond, and without his Broodlords, he can't really fight this.
Yeah, because of the slow army, like Elazer was really focused on the top side of the map, but he keeps losing the bases on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. This is too much damage. 3 bases just went down. Elazer has 1 mining base, barely a mining base at that. You can see he's just being pulled apart. The Broodlords finally react. They finally turn it back around. But it's too late. Spirit, if he wants to, he can just leave. He doesn't have to commit. He doesn't have to fight.
Yeah, but he will leave a few of these tanks behind, so they will be good. Oh, one of the last mining bases of Elazer is also now under siege with a nuke as well. The drones do escape, but still, this is a lot of lost mining time.
Really cheeky positioning, by the way, from Spirit.
Yeah.
I love to see it. Tanks did go down, but the majority of the army of Spirit was able to evacuate here. And even though he lost that northern base, he's expanding towards the south, and he can even take some of Elazer's mining bases as well. It's going to be so difficult for Elazer to really reclaim control of this side of the map, especially with all the creep proceeding. Broodlords, though, they do still pose a threat. Like, that's the thing. Elazer still has a strong main army. It's just very immobile.
Yeah, indeed. And we'll see if he can do something with the army, because he is now slowly moving forward and he will be finding these bases of Spirit, actually pushing him back a little bit. But the question is, like, how far can he go with this?
Yeah, I mean, we can see the ghosts were out of position, so everything is rotating over towards the north. These Broodlords are finding quite a bit of damage as well. Spirit, he throws down sensor towers all over the place. He wants to make sure he's in position for any kind of counterattack. The Infestor looking for that fungal, looking for those ghosts. Spirit just waiting for the opportune moment, pre-splitting his army as well, looking for a way in as, oh, the fungal!
Yeah, I don't think the fungal really hit all that much, and oh, actually a lot of snipes going out of this ghost, and a lot of the Broodlords will be going down, but they have to be really careful about where they're going.
5 Broodlords just went down. We have 13 left, and the ghosts, they're on the move. They're looking for a fight. They're looking to trade out. The Infestors need to make sure they are in position here. We need those fungals. Without the fungals, then the Broodlords will go down.
Yeah, we have some fungals here on the bio, but the ghosts still stand, and there will be more snipes coming soon, so Elazer has to be careful about the positioning here. More Broodlords are going down.
Yeah, another snipe on those Broodlords. More Broodlords are being morphed in there. Elazer is quick to replace them, quick to rebuild. Meanwhile, he is re-expanding here towards the left, but no mining. No mining here on these left-hand bases. Lings try to go for a counterattack, but Spirit is in position.
Yes, it did, and I see that the ghost copypasta has made it to the chat. Yeah, we do have a lot of ghosts.
It is the unit here for the late game TvZ. You know, we need them for the EMPs, we need them for the snipes. But we can see that actually the ghosts are rotating towards the south. They're not going to be here. We do see a scan. The Broodlords have been spotted. Spirit decides... Okay, no, he's coming back with the ghosts.
Okay. To be fair, he could probably split them. Like, look how many he has.
He's thinking about them, you know. For a moment there, he was coming back. Now he's coming back over towards the left-hand side. Spirit is basically trying to figure out, does he want to defend with him or does he want to attack? The Broodlords are busy here on the right-hand side. It looks like Spirit, he is going to find a base.
Yeah, I mean, he has been expanding to the bottom as well, so it would definitely be useful for him to take down some of these bases here, and it looks like he will once again be taking down these hatcheries. Definitely Elazer has not been able to defend this bottom side of the map.
Yeah, but as this hatchery goes down, that is the cue for these Broodlords. We have a bio army here on the right-hand side. Fungal doesn't quite connect, but again, without Ghosts, we can't really go toe-to-toe with these Broodlords. The Ghosts, they will need to reposition as they have a long ways to go.
Oh yeah, that they do. I'm actually kind of surprised that Spirit doesn't just blow them into Medivacs, but I guess maybe he's a little bit afraid of a few stray Corruptors going on there.
Yeah, exactly. And again, without any ghosts here, this northern base is going to go down. The CCs as well. These Broodlords are finding a lot of damage.
Yeah, they will be taking out this base and chasing off the other orbitals as well. There's so many Broodlings here now. The ghosts are arriving and they will be able to snipe a few, but not that many.
Decent EMPs as well on some of those Infestors, but as we saw, they just weren't where they needed to be. Oh my god, we're loading up the Thors. We are going to be proactive once again, looking for a fight. But we do see Spirit is spotted. Elazer does zone him away.
Did you see how many snipes were targeted on those overseers?
Yeah,
it was like 5 each.
Aye. Yes, here we go. We are now up to 20 Broodlords. That's a lot of Broodlords, Papi. That's a lot of Broodlords. And here we go. Snipes are not quite going to be able to go off once again. EMP zoning away those Infestors, but we're pushing on through.
Yeah, the Thor has tried to fight the Broodlords, but the Broodlings did get to it and it did go down. The Ghosts are moving more and more back because they can't quite get a good angle on these air units.
Yeah, exactly. They're just being bullied back. Elazer taking some of his opponent's mining bases at this point. A bit of a ghost hit squad is being sent out on the map. We may decide to go for a couple of nukes. But for the most part, yeah, as you were saying, Spirit, he just hasn't found a good angle.
Yeah, and on the contrary, like Elazer has been finding his. Please tell me he's gonna nuke this.
No, he's gonna EMP. He's looking for the EMPs. Up.
Okay, EMP is a solid choice as well.
And not a bad choice. Does get another EMP as well, but there are still 4 infestors. 4 infestors full of energy. We still have fungals available.
It would be so funny if you got like the nuke right in the middle. Because all the units were like so clamped together.
If only. That's a Terran wet dream. Meanwhile, here we go. The Broodlords are pushing on through. Good fungals here on some of the army, connecting with some of these ghosts as well, as Spirit is being forced back, and he loses another base.
Yeah, that he does, and he even has an orbital floating in the corner of the map where Elazer has already plopped down his hatchery, so over time, like, Spirit has less and less space on this map. Even though he tends to be winning the battles on the bottom of the map, like, he is losing the top.
Yeah, and the bottom of that doesn't matter anymore. Like, there's no money. There's no more resources here on the left-hand side. It's all about the top right instead. The Broodlords are pushing on through. The important mining bases of Spirit are going down. Spirit still has a bank. Bear that in mind. Like, even if he loses some units, he can replace them. Elazer is running out of gas. He doesn't have the largest gas bank right now. He needs to get another base up and running. As here we go. Spirit is pushing on forward. A lot of the queens are going down.
Yeah, and now the Vikings have joined the army as well, so they will be able to better deal with the Broodlords. But the ghosts are going down.
Massive fungals on those ghosts, but the snipes are even better. Laser coming in from behind, but the Vikings are going to town. Every single Broodlord is dying.
Yeah, every single Broodlord is dying, but what else is left for the Terran? It looks like a decent chunk of the Bio army has left as well, and now Elazer has nothing.
Yeah, exactly. The CranKy from Spirit was insane. The snipes, the Vikings were doing a lot of work, and now they land on the ground to support. GG gets called, and Spirit will take game number 1.
Yeah, GG. Nicely done by Spirit.
Yeah, exactly. Just waiting for that one fight, for that one big moment, waiting for Elazer to overextend. I was forced to throw down a bunch of fungals earlier. Didn't have enough towards the end there to protect his army. And yeah, Spirit, with a beautiful fight, is able to snowball into a win. GG, well played. And that is game 1 in the books. And that is only game 1. We have at least 3 more remaining. As a reminder, this is a best of 5 grand finals. Plenty more games ahead of us.
You mean best of 7?
Sorry, yeah, best of 7. Best of 7. It's 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. Oh my god. I didn't even realize what time it was. Asher left 4 hours ago. Jesus. How long have we been casting? What year is it?
Asher's probably gonna wake up soon.
It's almost a 9-hour. I didn't even realize.
I told you it's gonna be like this.
9 hours. No, I know that. I just the time flew by.
Right. You wanna know something better? You know when Tenacious Turtle Tassel is?
It doesn't.
It's in 5 hours.
It is in 5 hours. It is in 5 hours. I didn't realize it's already been 9 hours for this cast. Jesus. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Let's go. And we've got at least another hour, probably 2 hours ahead of us.
Yeah. I mean, considering how these players have been playing, it's pretty likely. Yeah. As we have loaded now into our map number 2, and we are looking at, once again, at our red Terran player, currently up 1-0 in this series already. It is representing Psystorm Gaming and Poland. It is Spirit.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ancient Cistern, we have the Polish Zurich player representing Team Liquid down in this series, but we got plenty more games to come. It is Elazer. Here we go, and that was a wild game 1. To remind everyone, it was a while ago, but it all started with a 2-port BC opener from Spirit that did an insane amount of damage. It was wild with that bio follow-up. Very back and forth as well. There were a couple of moments where Spirit overextended. There were also moments where Elazer was kind of caught with his pants down as well. A wilder game here, and it really does kind of set the tone for the rest of the series. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Although something tells me that it won't be nearly as crazy with the PC opening as you said. Like, I don't know why, but it feels to me like it's like kind of like a one-off thing, and like the rest of the games will probably be like very straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. Like, cherish game one while you can, because I don't think we're gonna be seeing another 2-port BC opener. Which means, I mean, we're on another large map, Kuro. I hope you're ready for Ancient Cistern. Oh,
I can't wait.
Wait,
what was the last map? It was not Gracevan, was it? We still have Gracevan.
Oh yeah, we still. Oh yeah. We still have Neo Humanity. We've only just started. We've only scratched the surface. We got three more hours ahead of us.
I didn't want to sleep anyway.
Yeah. Sleep? Correct. It's 5 a.m. Alright, here we go. The first Reaper does arrive. Again, we do have a standard Rax expand this time. It wasn't a CC first from Spirit. Reaper just going to be dancing here with these units across the map. A pretty standard opener here from Spirit, all things considered. Not as greedy as we've seen in the past.
Yeah, definitely. And I guess, once again, as we said, both players just, building up, and we won't see any shenanigans here, just the regular build.
Yeah, exactly. And again, I appreciate that Spirit has been able to vary up his openers, keeping Elazer on his toes. We saw what happens if Elazer takes Spirit for granted, like game one, right? Where he was punished so hard for not scouting and not figuring out what the opener was from Spirit. As we can see, it's going to be a 3cc before Starport. That's a 3cc into a second factory, correct? Oh no!
He killed the Artosilope!
Spirit.
You're a Terran player! How dare you! I had to say if it was a Protoss.
I mean, he had to put the Artosilope out of its misery, okay? The salt was just too high. It was not healthy. It was... But yeah, so this is going to be mech from Spirit. We have Blue Flame on the way. Interesting stuff. We'll see what kind of variation of mech he's going to be going for. Blue Flame Rush like this is really interesting. With this, he's going to be able to have a window here where he can dive on in, annihilate the Lings, and look to get into a mineral line as well. So yeah, there's going to be quite a potent force coming out. Oh my god, we're actually going for Stim as well.
Okay.
This is not mech.
That is an interesting combination indeed. Wait a minute, we don't have Hellbats, do we?
Not yet, not without the armory, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be a Hellion bio push, and we're going to, I think we're going to transition into bio play after this, especially because we are committing to Stim. So yeah, we actually have seen this before. I want to say Spirit did this in WTL, but like early days in WTL as well. So it's been a while. This is interesting.
It's definitely an interesting build, not quite what we expected Spirit to do, and yeah, he is making more axes, so that this will be a transition. How much does Elazer see with this earning, though?
He sees 2 Raxes on the way. He doesn't see the additional factory, so Elazer is still in the dark. Hellions move out. We have Lings on the way. We have a Bailey Nest being thrown down as well. But Blue Flame has kicked in.
Yeah, Blue Flame is again, and ooh, these Hellions are getting right in the middle of the Zerglings. A lot of them will be falling down, but so do the Hellions. They only now get into the mineral line.
Yeah, Spirit, he dives on past the Queens, but Lings are waiting for him. Good block there with the Thor as well. And Spirit gets completely shut down. There was a lot of power in that Hellbat timing, in that Blue Flame timing, sorry, is what I meant to say. But Spirit does squander it, and it does lose everything.
Yeah, that opening literally did nothing. He killed some Zerglings, but that was pretty much it. Like, look, he carried a lot of drones, but none of them really died.
Yeah, if you look at the units lost tab, that was not a good trade for Spirit. That slowed him down as well because he invested into the second factory and into Blue Flame. So this is a rough start for Spirit, and Elazer, he is free to drone happily, take more bases, and take his half of the map.
Do you think Elazer is gonna be more aggressive now? Or is he just gonna be like, oh, I can make drones. He's just gonna sit there and just take the entire map. And we're just gonna be here forever.
Oh boy, so yeah, a really interesting turn of events. Again, we've seen Spirit do this build before, and it is going to be into bio play. Thankfully, he's going to be very active with his drops. But this drop play is a little bit delayed just because of the opener, and it isn't anywhere near as powerful as it otherwise would be. This also delayed tank production. We can see we're going into Widow Mines instead. But yeah, Spirit, he's going to have a hard time vying for map control. Lazer's already in position here. We'll see what Spirit can get done.
Elazer is going for Hydra then. Is it for actual Hydra risk or just for Lurker?
I imagine for Lingbane Hydra. As you know, it's a pretty good composition here in a TvZ, especially against Bio. We do see Elazer getting ready for a Baneling counterattack. The Bio Force of Spirit wasn't really able to gain too much ground at all. Mindshot's going to be going off, but it doesn't even get that queen.
It doesn't get the queen, but it does need quite a few transfuses there, so that's a lot of less energy on these queens, and another Widow Mind shot will actually not be going off, so nice cleanup for Elazer there. But the SCVs are also getting cleaned up on Spirit's side of the map, and entire mineral line is going down, but Spirit is not ending his drop.
The Baneling Rambai just annihilates that middle line. We do have a Widowmine drop coming in, a very delayed drop, and decent connections here. 6 drones do go down. We do have some more Widowmines going into the main base, but damage needs to be done. We need to make up for what just happened.
That we do, but I don't know if Spirit can do that. He will try once again to attack with this drop here, but the Widowmines can't really find many connections.
Yeah, we do have a split push going on. We have another force on the left-hand side. We have the double drop over on the right. Widowmine shot is going to be going... No, sorry, not going to be going off. Good cleanup from Elazer. Now he can focus on that drop on the left-hand side. He has queens in position. We're going to need some lings, though, as well.
I was like, what killed those 3 drones? You know what? That Widowmine in the main, it's still there.
Yeah, it is still there. Meanwhile, queens are going down. The hatcheries under threat. How good are the mines?
Yeah, the mines were able to clean up quite a few Zerglings, but there's still more left over, and the Widowmines will now be cleaned up.
Yeah, the mines get cleaned up. As you were saying, even a bit of friendly fire towards the end as well, as Spirit can't gain too much more ground. He's pushing through on the right-hand side. Widowmines are burrowing. They're looking for even more connections, but the friendly fire as well does hurt a lot of the Marines.
Yeah, and even with the good connections, I don't think the Widowmines alone are able to deal with this army, so Spirit is really having a hard time dealing damage to Elazer this game.
Yeah, he really is. Like, so far we haven't seen those juicy connections that we really need. Even here, only a handful of links are going down. The mines get cleaned up. Spirit gets forced back once again. And this is becoming harder and harder for Spirit to pull off. As time goes on, Elazer, he's already at a decent worker count. He's almost at 80 drones, or with these 7 workers he's making, he's going to get to 80 workers, and then he can just focus on Lingbane Hydra production.
Yeah, and even without that, like, his army alone is already looking pretty good versus whatever Spirit is throwing at him. So yeah, this army, once again, it gets surrounded and it will probably get cleaned up.
Oh, good connection on a lot of those things. Finally, a mine shot going Spirit's way. Another decent mine shot going off as well, but there's still so much Zerg here on the left-hand side.
Yeah, that's the thing. Even when Spirit does get those good mine shots, like, there's just so much left over. And on both sides of the map as well, like, the army of Elazer is split, and yet it's enough to defend those Spirit's attack.
Oh, yeah, and a couple of full medevacs go down as well as we try to drop into the main base. We can see Elazer's maxed out. Spirit is down. 40 supply. Does drop into the main, and maybe he can cause a little bit of damage here, but for the most part, yeah, Elazer, he has enough here in position. Won't take any losses, and now finally Elazer can be the aggressor.
Yeah, now he's on the offensive. The Zerglings are close to this Widow Mine, so they may go down, but actually Elazer does split it, but there's some cancelling as well on the Spirit side.
Yeah, there we go. The mine shots are going to be going off some decent connections on those lings, but the Banelings are rolling on in. The mineral line is looking very exposed. Elazer, he's going for it.
Banelings! Banelings! They actually don't go for the SCVs, surprisingly. They will go into the bio army and maybe even find the entire mineral line here.
Yeah, they roll into the natural base from the third. SCVs are falling left and right. We have some reinforcements coming in. It looks like the Hydras are going to be going down, so this was a bit of an overextension out of Elazer, but he gets a lot of SCV damage anyway. And Elazer, he can remax.
Yeah, and even while this is going on, a Spirit at the same time has been trying to drop. Like, Elazer has enough reinforcements to actually deal with these drops, so Spirit has not been able to damage him at all.
Yeah, exactly. Elazer, he attacks, Elazer defends, Elazer remaxes as well. Again, this just goes to show how much things have snowballed out of control after the early game, after the mid game as well. Just Spirit having too many losses, too many rough trades. The opener working against Spirit in the end just because it set him behind. It didn't do enough damage, and Elazer has the lead as a result.
That he does, and his army is getting ready to attack once again. Even the rocks are being attacked by both of the players. The Widow Mines are completely deleted, and this Bio army is trying to kite this the best it can, but there's still so much Zerg left over.
Yeah, exactly. We do see a Link counter-attack here on the left-hand side as well, denying the fresh mining base. We still have a lot of Banelings left over as well. We can go for the base. That's exactly what we go for, the Mineral Line!
Yeah, the entire mineral goes down together with the Orbital as well. 29 SCVs down. And the Hydras are still alive and well, and they are dealing with the Bio.
They are. It looks like the Ling run-by has been cleaned up over towards the left-hand side, but Elazer once again is pushing into that natural base, trying to break on in. He's going to take a couple mines to the face. Spirit is counter-attacking across the map as well. This has potential to do damage.
It does, but it also makes Elazer bring back his entire army. The Zerglings are here, the Hydras will be joining them soon after, and I don't think Spirit can actually do anything here, but he will load. Never mind.
Yeah, he tries to go for a Doom Drop, but GG gets called just a little bit too far behind, and Elazer ties up the series 1-1.
Yeah, very nicely done by Elazer. But again, like this game was just going like what is the phrase? I lost the phrase, but like the entire game, like Elazer was just doing really well. Like he had the bases, he had the economy, he had the army. Like no matter what Spirit was trying to do to him, like it just wasn't really doing anything.
Yeah, and again, a lot of it does come down to the openers. It's really interesting, right? We're getting a very different Spirit here in the grand finals.
Mm-hmm.
In the first best of 5, very economic, very macro-oriented, very late game focused. Here in the second series, in the grand finals, so far in a lot of these games, or in the first 2 games, Spirit has been going for some really out of the norm builds, right? Game 1, 2 port BC. Game 2, 2 factory, Blue Flame Hellion, right? Like he keeps trying to like bring something out of left field and really spice things up, and it's really high risk, high reward. Like we saw it get him in a really good position in game 1, and we saw him kind of fumble the ball, and things just kind of snowball out of control here in game 2. You know, like it's really risky play that he's been going for.
Yeah, definitely. As you said, like it's risky. I mean, it's more fancy. Like if he does win with it, it's great. But
yeah,
it is a lot of risk to take, and as we saw, it doesn't always pay off.
Yeah. Again, you're kind of sacrificing a lot when you go for these quirky builds, and if they don't do enough damage across the map to at least equalize, then you know we can see how things can snowball out of control. Elazer is a good enough player to take advantage of you if you do give him a lead. You know, give him an inch and he will take a mile. So yeah, we'll see how things will change here as we're loading in to Gressvan.
Oh boy, it's Gressvan night.
Yeah.
The
There we go. So, welcome back, everyone. We apologize for the technical issues. It looks like OBS did crash for a moment, but merely a moment. You only missed out on a couple of minutes of game number 3, but we have returned. It's all good. Nothing really happened. Spirit did go for a CC first into his racks. We did see Elazer go for a hatch gas pool opener as well. So, thankfully, we didn't miss anything. It looks like we may have lost a couple of viewers, unfortunately, but for the most part, if you stick around, we got plenty more StarCraft to come.
Yeah, definitely. Yes, these 2 players are definitely quite formidable opponents for one another, and they're already tied at 1-1 score. And I apologize because I literally don't know what happened. Like, OBS just decided I do not deserve the kilobytes. Just cut the stream.
Yeah. I mean, you've been live for 9 hours, so it's very possible, especially because you have an older PC that it just kind of gave up. You know, it does happen. You know, it can be very intensive to stream for over 9 hours.
I couldn't. The funny part is I couldn't even close it. Like it just stopped responding completely. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's all good. We're back. And with this, again, we did have a very economic opener with the faster CC for Spirit. Is going into a 3cc build behind this into that starport. So very standard, very economic, I should say, out of Spirit. Exactly what you want to be seeing here on Gressvan.
Yeah, exactly what you want to be seeing on Gressvan. As once again, these two players are definitely liking their economic builds. And we'll see how they go this time. Like, we had a game number 1, which was rather Spirit favored. We had the game number 2, which Elazer was definitely shining through in that one. And we'll see where game number 3 will take us here.
Yeah, and this is going to be interesting. So, Spirit, he went for a 3cc 111, but he's not going for a 3cc Banshee opener. He's going for faster stim instead. He's not going for an add-on swap. So, because of this, Spirit is going to be quite aggressive earlier on with a Liberator instead.
Okay, interesting. So we'll see what the Liberator can do. I mean, we know that Elazer has been skipping spores quite often, so maybe this Liberator can actually get a few kills.
Yeah, maybe. Meanwhile, this is actually a pretty fast lair coming out from Elazer. We'll see how greedy he wants to be. We'll see if he takes additional gases with this as well. We should be seeing a Baneling nest soon, so we can get into Baneling speed. We haven't seen additional gases yet, so we'll see if Elazer does plan to tech up here with this fast lair.
Yeah, we'll see indeed, but in the meantime, we have these Hellions already going on top of the creep. There are quite a few queens here, so I assume Elazer should be able to spot this, and yeah, the queen are here. They are in the concave, so I don't think Spirit can dive here.
Oh yeah, he can't dive in, but really they look to distract the queens as the Liberator does siege up here at the third base, and we can see what the purpose was of this faster lair. We're going straight into a Roach Warren. It is hidden here in the main base. Ooh, so Elazer, what do you have in store for us here as every single gas disguiser is being taken?
Yeah, interesting stuff from Elazer indeed. I was actually a bit surprised that Spirit didn't move the Liberator straight to the main base, because I feel like it would be less defended then, and he would then see the Roach Warren, but yeah, it looks like he will still be in the dark.
Yeah, so Elazer is going all in. He has Overlord speed on the way. We have Dropper Lords. These are for the queens, so he's going to load up the queens and the Dropper Lords, and he's just going to make nothing but roaches. He's staying on 3-base saturation, only 64 drones. He can throw down a 4th base, but it will only be for Larva, as he's just committing so heavily to this attack.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Spirit was able to spot it, but he will have those Hellions in the middle, which will alert him a little bit sooner, but I don't know if he has enough army right now to stop whatever Elazer is throwing at him.
Yeah, exactly. As we are just sending everything across the map, this is going to be a 0-0 push as well. No 1-1 involved. No Roach speed either. So this is going to hit very fast. Tanks going to get in position. Oh, Spirit is in the middle of moving out.
I mean, he did notice the links with the Liberator, but I don't know if he was paying attention. Now he sees that the Queens and the Roaches are here as well. He will try to defend this position, but his tanks are only now sieging.
Yeah, again, the tanks were not in position. Biles are going to be landing here, but we do have a quick repair. The bunker will survive. The Queens are zoned away, and Spirit, he is holding.
Yeah, he's holding for now. Elazer will try another wave as the Queens are now unloaded and started spreading creep, but I don't think he can find a good position anymore.
Yeah, he's running. Yeah, we can see that Elazer, he has missed his timing, he's missed his opportunity. The Queens! Up!
Ooh, one of the Overlord actually goes down full with the Queens, and at the same time the drones are falling. The Liberator is right there, I think.
Yeah, the Liberator is here in between the bases. 3 drones do go down. The creep is going to be receding. And Elazer's in a really rough position right now. He has no Evo chambers. He has no upgrades. He's working on an infestation bit. I think this is going to be for infestors. There we go. 1-1 just now does begin. Well, these are very late upgrades for Elazer.
Yeah, but see, this is funny because the Queens were not there to defend from the Liberator because of that drop that Elazer was planning. And because of that, he did lose a few drones that he didn't have to, and now he's trying to see if he can find something on Spirit's side of the map, but Spirit is quite prepared now.
Yeah, Spirits, I mean, again, he's really solid here on these 3 bases. He's working on a 4th base. We have a heli run by on the left-hand side. We have a double drop coming in from the right-hand side as well. It looks like Spirit, he's not making safety infestors. He's going straight into a hive. Very greedy here. We'll see if he's punished for it as the helis, they do dive into the mineral line.
Yeah, they will take down a few drones. Some of them are saved as spores, but the Helions are actually transferring into Hellbats, and at the same time the drop is defended, but the Roaches have to deal with the Hellbats here.
Yeah, I mean, the 6 drones are going to be going down. The Roaches do clean up these Hellbats, as you were saying. Oh, more drones do rally in, and they will get picked up.
Yeah, that was interesting because the Hellbats has stuck around for so long. Like, Elazer couldn't finish those spores, so he had to cancel them eventually. And because of that, all those drones did fall down in the end.
Yeah, 9 drones going down here on the left-hand side. The double drop now becoming a triple drop is going to be reinforced, is going to be threatening the main base as well, as Elazer's trying to rush into lurkers, which makes a lot of sense. Elazer's in a really rough place. He's behind, so if he gets a good enough lurker count out, he can turtle up as well, and he can force, or he can keep up and get into the late game. Up!
He definitely can, but it looks like he will be missing one of the upgrades, as the Carapace, I believe, is denied, and he's trying to do something with his roaches, but he's being denied. At the same time, the drop is still here and taking down a bit of the army.
Oh my god, the 0-0 roaches were melting there. Finally, +1 range is done, but as you mentioned, is going to be missing out on +1 carapace, but does he care? Lurker Den is now done. He can now make lurkers, and lurkers will help out quite a lot in this defense.
Yeah, he is making a few for now, and 2 of them are right here when the drop is. I'm not sure if it will... I don't think the drop will get it. Oh, actually, an empty medivac going to the main, but it doesn't trick Elazer. At the same time, the main army is now here.
Yeah, and even though Elazer has a couple of lurkers, he is far behind in the army supply. Spirit has an insanely large army. He's loading up for a massive Doom drop. He's going to be exposing these tanks on the low ground. One of them is going to get picked off, but we do commit to the drop into the main.
Yeah, like Elazer was focusing a little bit too much on the front, and the Doom drop actually does sneak past and goes straight to the main base. The tanks are already sieged, and now the Hydras will have a hard time to approach this.
Yeah, exactly. +1 carapace is denied for a second time. The tanks laying siege on everything. GG gets called, and Spirit takes a lead in this series 2-1.
Yeah, GG for Spirit. Very nicely done.
GG, well played. Oh boy, this time it was Elazer's turn to be a little bit cheeky, a little bit aggressive. We did see that he was going for that all-in with the queen drop across the map with the roaches, and we saw that even though it didn't get scouted until the last minute, remember, Spirit was in the middle of pushing out. Like, he was moving out with his mains, with his tanks. He was not ready at all for the push, but he was able to react in time to quickly boost his tanks back, and after holding, Elazer was in a really rough position.
Yeah, he was moving out, but he just happened to be moving like in the same direction that Elazer was moving, and he was just barely able to get back, get his tanks in position. Like it was a little bit of a chaotic defense, but he did it correctly, and he was able to completely stop that. Yeah,
he really was. GG, well played. Oh, Spirit able to take a lead in this series. Again, Elazer basically went all in, and whenever an all-in fails, like, you're just behind. You're just straight up in a really rough position. And at this level of play, your opposing player is going to be punishing you very hard for that. And we saw Spirit just snowball out of control and eventually snowball into a win. And now we're getting to our next game here. Will Elazer be able to tie this up, or is Spirit going to get to match point? You know, one more game, and then he's going to need only one more to take the entire grand finals.
Yes, indeed. And the next map we have in this series is in fact Royal Blood.
Oh boy, yeah, it is going to be Royal Blood. Also, I'm pretty sure Elazer went for the all-in on Gressvan because he didn't want a late game on Gressvan. I can guarantee that.
We all know. We all know how that goes.
Yeah.
So we are at 2-1, right? Am I correct? Look, we reached the hour when I start doubting myself, and I don't know what numbers are. But it looks like we have loaded in, and I also mixed up the players. Hold on. Everything is fine. We are looking at our red Terran player, representing Psystorm. Yeah, Psystorm. And Poland. It is currently up to 1. Spirit.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Royal Blood, we have as opponent, we have the Polish Zerg player representing Team Liquid. Looking to tie up this series, it is Elazer. As Spirit once again is going for the CC first opener.
We're very confident from Spirit, but to be fair, understandably so, because as you said, like, Elazer is also not really one to be cheesy too often, and like, I'm sure he's capable of that, but so far he has not shown us this. Like, he's always been playing the macro games. Like, sure, sometimes he's a bit more aggressive, but it's never like cheesy games.
Yeah, exactly. He's not really one to go for insanely fast Roach Warrens. Like we saw last game, he went for an all-in, sure, but that was off of 3 bases, for example, right? A mid-game oriented all-in, which does hit quite differently. So yeah, we'll see how this game does turn out. This economic opener from Spirit is very iconic to Spirit. He is known for being very greedy and very economic in this matchup, and Elazer isn't one to try to punish any of that greed.
Yeah, so I guess you could say that those two players are definitely made for each other in that regard, as they have quite similar views on the game, like generally trying to stick to the more macro games.
Yeah. Oh!
Ooh.
As we say that.
I mean, it's still macro.
Elazer!
It's still macro.
Yeah. Once again, 2 games in a row, Elazer is trying to dictate the pace of the game. He goes for a ninja base. He goes for a hidden gold as his third.
Now take the other one. Do it. I dare you.
Elazer's doing it for you, Kuro, for you. The cold base is being
Thank you, finally. Finally someone did it. I think it's even more funny that it's actually on kind of on Spirit side of the map.
Yeah, so I've seen a lot of Protoss players take the gold bases as their third. We've seen it in PvT, we've seen it in PvP as well. It's I wouldn't say it's common, but more common than a lot of the other matchups. This is the first time I'm seeing a Zerg player take this gold as their third in ZVT, so I'm very curious to see how this plays out. It's a scenario that I haven't seen before.
Although, is this the Agatha build? Is this what it is?
What?
I just had a flashback to Home Story Cup.
I missed out on those games. I missed out on the Lorimbo games, or the Fiance games.
No, it's not Lorimbo. It's specifically Elazer. Apparently, I think it was Royal Blood. It's coming back to me. What they called the Agatha build. Agatha is, I think her name was Agatha. It's Elazer's girlfriend, and apparently she came up with the idea that the map is a square, so why not take the base right there because it's a square. I don't understand the logic, but apparently Elazer has been playing it ever since. And it's her build.
Okay, we'll see how it does. So Elazer, he's going for another Roach Warren. Once again, it is hidden behind the main base. 2 gases have been taken. We have, this is a really early Roach Warren as well. Elazer, is he planning to cut workers here? He is going to be saturating the gold base at least a little bit, but we do have 6 Roaches in production. Unfortunately for Elazer, he's up against a 3cc Banshee opener. So we will have Banshees, and Banshees are gonna work wonders here against these Roaches, as the Roach one does get scouted.
Yeah, it doesn't. So the Reaper does go down, but as you said, the information is already there for Spirit, and he can prepare accordingly. The Roaches are moving across the map, but I'm not sure what they will be able to accomplish now.
I hope that Elazer fakes this out. So Spirit, he hasn't seen the third base, and just then he was scouting, looking for a third. He didn't see one. So Spirit, he's being sold information that his opponent is going for a 2-base all-in. He's getting ready for his bunkers. He's making marauders right now. He's taking this very seriously. Do we have anything at home to defend, by the way?
No. We have 4 links.
Oh no. The Hellions are getting into the middle line. They're roasting up a lot of drones. And how many do we get in the end? Okay, this could have been a lot worse, but 7 drones go down. They force the Roaches to turn back around as well.
I mean, it's still painful, and as you said, it keeps Elazer at home, but it definitely could be worse. And with that gold being fully operational, it's actually not that bad.
Yeah, exactly. So if Elazer wants to be aggressive, he really can't be anymore with these roaches, but he doesn't care because he's getting away with murder. This base still unscattered, doing so much for
I,
Elazer, keeping him in this game.
I don't know if I would say that investing in some gold minerals is murder,
Murder!
but
This is illegal, Kuro. This is illegal. This should not be
who
allowed.
did he kill?
Take this gold base. He's killing the Terran economy.
Oh.
It's in shambles. He's killing our concepts here for how you should expand on this map. As the Banshees are going to be moving out, they're going to be getting eyes on a very undersaturated third base. So I wonder what will be going through Spirit's mind. Will he read? Oh, he checks! He scouts!
Yeah, I mean, he probably has heard about this build as well. Now he is fully aware of that gold base, but has already been mining for a while, so it's kind of been useful to Elazer already. There is a spore there as well, so those Banshees shouldn't be too much of a danger.
Yeah, and the Hellions, they dived earlier. They gave their lives for the cause, and because of that, they aren't available to deal with this mineral line, to deal with this base. So Spirit has to kind of accept this for the time being, but here we go. The Banshees are going to be rotating over. They're going to try and deal with at least the Queens, but the detection from that spore is enough.
Yeah, there is detection. There are two Queens, so those Banshees should not get any damage done, and Elazer is getting away with this.
Yeah. Murder! Elazer behind this is taking his fourth, getting his fifth base up and running as well with a booming economy. Spirit, though, he's soon about to be active. We now have our medevacs on the way. They have been quite delayed. It's been really interesting to see him prioritize his racks production instead, but the medevacs are finally hitting the field, and with these medevacs, we can start dropping, we can start being active, we can try to deny mining here.
Yeah, I mean, Spirit, as you said, he will probably start being active very soon as he's gathering his army at the third base. That was a Zergling or a Changing, I guess.
Yeah, it was a link.
Yeah. I was very concerned that he started executing his own SCVs.
As a couple of lings are being shaved off, Elazer just droning up heavily, getting up towards the 80 worker count, and Spirit is trying to be active. He is moving out. He does see that the army's on the right-hand side. He's going to try and clean up some of the creep on the left, but I do think more or less Elazer has the map control right now. He has plenty on the map. He's drawn up to 81. He can focus on his army production.
I mean, with this much Zerglings, like, his army is quite dynamic. He has a lot of creep spread all over the map, so he's able to react to all of these attacks quite swiftly. And as you said, he does have the map control.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the drop play is doing nicely. You know, we're dealing with a lot of this creep. We're cleaning out a lot of these tumors, which is good and all, but we need more than that. The defensive position from Spirit is actually pretty impressive. He's got a lot of tanks. He's got good Sim City with these depots. He's got his bunkers up and running as well. Very defensive position here. If I'm not mistaken, Spirit is up to 8 Raxes. No 4th CC yet. It looks like Spirit may just be going for a 3-base all-in.
But he may, while at the same time Elazer is taking yet another base, now in the very bottom, and, you know, just expanding whenever he can, so it looks like Elazer will slowly be taking over all of the map, but he has to be careful to not forget about his army, because Spirit is ready.
Yeah, Spirit, he's A-Raxing. So again, there's no 4th CC behind this, there's no base, there's no economy. Spirit, it's all or nothing. He's going to be rallying everything across the map. This is going to hit like a truck. And we do have a lot of Banelings waiting for him, but because of the greed of Elazer, his upgrades are a little bit delayed. 2-2 still on the way. The Lingbane cannot engage. The tank positioning is just a little bit too good. Can Spirit push on any further, though? He's cleaning up a lot of the creep, but the Banelings are finished.
Yeah, the Banelings just finished, so now Spirit has to be careful about how he splits, but he actually puts the Marauders forward to deal the damage and just dodging all of the buyers.
Yeah, but the longer this goes on, the better it is for Elazer. He is maxing out. He's getting to his upgrades. Hive is on the way as well. Spirit really needs to make this work. He has good tank positioning, but again, time is not on his side.
Yeah, Spirit has to go, and he will be trying to move in, but still he's very careful. Oh, actually losing some of the tanks to the Ravagers, and now Elazer is collapsing on him.
Yeah. He comes in from behind. He just collapses on top of these tanks. As you were saying, there's barely anything left. The Marines, though, they do stand strong. They're going to be able to push back these Ravagers.
Yeah, all of the tanks do go down, so that's nice for Elazer, but does he have anything to defend from these Marines? Actually, he's out of Link Bane. It's just this Rogue Ravager.
Exactly. Again, because of the ARAX, there are so many Marines. We are rallying everything across the map as well. Spirit is breaking on through. There are no Banelings.
Yeah, the Zerglings will try to do their best, but without the Banelings, this will be a hard defense. The Marines pack quite a punch, and now the tanks are rallied as well.
Yeah, and he's done it. He has broken the Roach Ravager. He's broken the main army of Elazer. Elazer has nothing left. GG gets called, and Spirit takes game number 4. 1 game away from becoming the House SC2 Circuit champion.
Yeah, very nicely done there by Spirit. Like, it looked like Elazer may be able to clean up this entire army, but in the end, as you said, that Ajax, like, as we always say, man with gun OP.
Man with gun is pretty powerful, and it's one of those things where even though the tanks got cleaned up, even though we had the surround, the Marines survived, and we saw how well they can trade if there aren't Banelings to slow them down, if there aren't Banelings to really keep them back. So a very, very potent push there from Spirit. Even though Elazer got away with a really good economy, Spirit basically put himself all in, and he was able to snowball out of control. He was able to break on through, just barely as well, just barely.
Yeah, like that was like really close, and yeah, I guess Spirit was able to take this game, and as you said, he's only missing 1 point to take this entire final. That said, he will take a little bit of a break, which is understandable. Those have been some intense games, so players definitely deserve a bit of a break. But
yeah.
Elazer has to really bring this back if he wants to fight for this title.
And I'm worried about him. I'm definitely worried because, for those wondering, we do have the lobby and we have the next map. It is Neo Humanity. Neo Humanity is up next. It is Spirit's Stomping Ground. A map that is notorious for the late game. A map that is notorious for being split in half and really favoring Spirit's style as well. We saw what happened last time we were on a map like this. On Gressfan, Elazer went all in. Didn't work. Is Elazer going to try and go all in again on Neo Humanity, or is he going to accept his fate and go for a longer game?
I like how you say that. The tone you say it, where like, what is Elazer gonna do? He has to decide, and at the same time on the screen we have Elazer, and he's just look at his face. Just looks very concerned. Like with your narration in the back, is like, what is he gonna choose?
It's a hard choice to make.
It's
a hard choice to make because, from what we've seen today, we've casted a lot of Elazer versus Spirit today. We had a best of 5 earlier. It does feel like he doesn't enjoy playing like Broodlord Infestor, like that ultra late game style against, a turtling Terran player that's going, Ghost Tank Thor. Very few players enjoy that style, to be fair.
Yeah.
And we have seen Elazer try to go like mass Lingbane Hydra into lurkers and go for all these counterattacks, but like again, it's just so difficult to put that off on Neo Humanity. I do think that Spirit's going for a break right now makes sense. I think mentally and physically he's getting prepared. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna quickly go to the bathroom because we got an hour-long game. So I mean, like, I gotta make sure we're ready for it.
Yeah, like I'm gonna get some water, like maybe a snack. Like I mean, you need all the energy you can because this game.
He knows what he's getting into. He knows what is about to be upon us. So. Yeah, Spirit is just getting ready for that, and I mean, we'll see. Like, I'm making a lot of assumptions here just because of the tendencies of Neo Humanity, and we saw it as well in the best of 5 earlier. But Spirit has also been spicing things up as well, so it's possible that he may go for something different. Like, there is variety here on Neo Humanity. There is variety.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, we did see Spirit like change it up, where like we had those BCs. We had like all the different styles. So like Spirit doesn't always go for the same thing. He can also vary things up.
Yeah, exactly. He can vary things up, and he has the freedom to do so as well. He is ahead in the series, quite a bit actually. So he has a little bit of breathing room if he wants to mix things up, if he wants to spice things up, if he wants to take some risks, like he has been doing a little bit this series already. Then he can do so. He doesn't have to go for this really late game scenario. I do think though that it would really benefit him though, because he's just so good at it. He's like he is arguably the best late game TvZ player in Europe right now. You could even argue that he's better than Clem when it comes to this specific style. So yeah, like because of that, why not make use of what you're good at, right? Of your advantages.
Yeah, but as you say that, I feel like this also an important thing to keep in mind is that we are approaching 10 p.m. Like, these people have been playing the game since noon, basically. Like, it's also been a long day for them, so maybe, you know, having those long drawn-out games can also be very taxing on the players themselves.
Yeah, that's something we don't really get to talk too much about, just because they're not too prevalent anymore. But the weekend events, right? It's like whether it's a premier tournament like an IEM or a DreamHack, or even something like this, something like a LAN event. It is an endurance test. It is an endurance test. It is a full day of StarCraft, back to back to back games. Sure, you get a couple of breaks here and there, but it's very taxing. It's very taxing on these players. It's something that you need to get used to. It's something that, or it's a skill that you need to grow as a player as well. I know that there are some players that do better in longer format series like a GSL. There are other players that do better in these, like, you know, again, these weekend events, you know, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just condensed StarCraft, nonstop. So it is something that you have to build up, and yeah, that's another factor you have to bear in mind.
Yeah, and even like, you know, sure, like you may be getting breaks between playing. Maybe you're not playing the whole time, but like, no, these players are still thinking about these games all the time. Like, they're still focusing on it. So like, that is already very taxing on the brain, and that can get you exhausted. So then playing these very long drawn out games where like one mistake can cost you the entire game, that's really dangerous.
Yeah, it can get really intense. Can get really intense. So we'll see how the players can handle that intensity. As you can hear the beeps, the break is over. The players are diving into this. We're diving into Neo Humanity.
Well, let's see what Neo Humanity will bring us. Will it be a 40-minute game? Or will it be something quicker? But for now, we are spawning in the bottom right corner of the map. As we are looking at our first player, it is our Red Terran. Currently up, or... Hold on, let me... the panic. I pressed the button, okay. Currently up 3-1 in this series, so only one map away from taking the championship. It is our Red Terran player from System Gaming and Poland. It is Spirit.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Neo Humanity, we have his opponents. We have the Polish Zerg player representing Team Liquid down in this series. He needs to bring it back here and now. He is one game away from taking a loss here and from the events being over. Can he bring it back? It is Elazer. Boy, I'm always reminded of because we had a little bit more insight back then. It was DreamHack Bucharest. Impact made it all the way to the finals. This was in 2014, I think 2014. Impact made it all the way to the finals, and he was looking so damn good, but he made a lot of uncharacteristic mistakes in the finals of DreamHack Bucharest. And afterwards, I think Total Biscuit spoke about it, because obviously he was talking to his players. He was on Axiom at the time. He was talking about how Impact was falling asleep in the booth. He was so tired. He was so worn out. And he ended up like cheesing a lot as well in the finals, just because he just didn't have it in him to keep going.
Because like you think like, oh, how could you sleep like in a stressful situation? No, your body will just give up at some point. Like at some point, like whatever is happening, like your brain just turns off, and like you just cannot do it anymore. Obviously, like these players, like they are not new players, like they are used to long hours, but still, like playing in an event like this can be really taxing.
Yeah, it can be. I'm not saying that it is, of course, but it's something interesting to bear in mind when it comes to these big offline events that take an entire day out of you. So, yeah, we'll see how this does turn out. So far, Hatchgas Pool out of Elazer, nothing too crazy. He's going for his third base. Likewise, Spirit going for a standard opener as well. For now. Of course, we can always mix things up. We can always add some flair here. I'm looking at Spirit. My eyes are on the Terran.
Don't look at him, he's gonna go BCs again.
Oh no. Thankfully he's not set up for that. He's not set up for the BCs. Not this time. for those wondering, game 1, Spirit went 2-port BC. If you're interested, check it out. As this time, he goes for a fast 3rd CC before Starport, a very economic opener out of Spirit.
Yeah, I find it interesting that there was a point where, like, every time we saw a free CC before Starport, we were like, oh my god, he's building it so early, and now it kind of became, like, almost standard, I would say.
Oh, yeah, it's very standard nowadays. It's very meta nowadays. As the players refine their builds. We have the Starport on the way, we have the Tech Lab on the racks, and we should be seeing an add-on swap to go into Banshees. The previous game, we saw that there wasn't an add-on swap. I think it was 2 games ago, and we saw Liberators instead. So we'll see. We'll see if Spirit decides to go for that again or not.
Also, you were talking about how maybe Elazer may be, like, going for a faster game, but so far he is turning up, he has those 3 bases set up, and we don't see any roaches coming up or anything.
Yeah. So far, again, everything's normal. No early Roach Warren, no early Lair this time either. We just see, once again, just like we saw a couple of games ago, Spirit is not going for the Banshee, he's going for a faster Stim, and he's going for a faster Liberator instead.
Yeah, just as we did talk about it the previous game that happened, Elazer is not one to go for spores. Like, unless he really have to, like, he does keep the spores quite a lot, so the Liberator placed in the right position could really do a lot of damage.
Yeah, exactly. This is also a bit of a risky move as well. We talk about it all the time, but Banshee openers are very safe against roaches specifically, and we have seen Elazer play with roaches this series, even the last game, so a bit of a risky move here out of Spirit, but, you know, it pays off, right? Elazer, he doesn't go for any kind of early game roach aggression. He's just been droning very happily, so yeah, Spirit isn't, you know, he rolled the dice a little bit and he won't need those Banshees.
Yeah, in fact, Elazer only has 9 Zerglings. Now he's making more,
yeah.
but like, he's just been really heavy on the economy, like just making drones, getting his 4th base, like, who needs defense anyway?
Oh yeah, exactly. Like, again, this is kind of Elazer's MO. He's a very greedy player. As you were saying, no spores whatsoever. Spores now being thrown down. A lot of mining time at the same time. The Hellions are looking to dive in, but they, oh god, they almost get body blocked in.
Yeah, the queens are definitely there in time. Like, that's one thing that Elazer usually is getting really on point, is all of those queens being on defense. Like, the Hellions can't really dive in, can't get any damage done. The Liberator doesn't get many kills either, but it's mostly the mining time that has been dealt, I guess.
Yeah, and at least the Liberator survives as well. So again, very meticulous control out of Spirit. He keeps his Hellions and his Reapers, his Hellions and his Liberators alive. As I double check, I believe, yes, only 1 Hellion has gone down this game. So really nice control here out of Spirit. But at the same time, he wasn't able to do too much economic damage. Elazer, for the most part, he's gotten away with his greed.
Yeah, he's been getting away with it, and he's taking even more bases. He hasn't even saturated his 4th and already taking that forward one as well. Getting just more upgrades, getting the lair, but past this, some of these Zerglings that he made, like, he hasn't made any units. Like, he's really being greedy.
Yeah, like, not just greedy when it comes to making drones, but he also prioritizes his Evo Chamber upgrades, which means he's going to be delaying his lair, he's going to be delaying his bailing speed in favor of 1-1. So again, just even cutting corners when it comes to his teching as well. Hydrogen already on the way, so Elazer just getting really comfortable here, droning up very quickly up to 81. At this point, we're done droning, now we can focus on producing army.
Yeah, let's just hope that army is there in time, because Spirit is already getting set out to push out. The queens will be able to slow down this army a little bit, but will the Link be ready for when it comes?
Well, we mentioned it, right? It was greedy because there was no bathing speed, and there is no bathing speed for this attack. Elazer has to defend with slow banes. Queens are buying some time. There's a lot of creep here as well, thankfully, but there's a lot of potential here in this push. Bathing speed only halfway done for Elazer.
Yeah, Elazer is working on Hydras as well, so those will be definitely able to help. There are not too many tanks here, but there will be some, and this is a nice position from Spirit as well, behind these minerals.
Yeah, he can actually lay siege upon the Evo Chamber as well. +1 melee still on the way. He does manage to drop, but yeah, the Link Bane is here just in time. Good tank shots go off.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, the Link Bane is here, but it's actually on the other side of the wall, and it's not able to help in any way. It's being hit by these tanks, and now Elazer is trying to wrap around, but there's more defense to prepare.
Yeah, exactly. There is more to defend. The drop comes over the wall as well. Overseer's going to be going down the Evo chamber. 1-1 did kick in at the same time. Another double drop on the left-hand side. Elazer's being pulled apart. He's losing his drones.
Yeah, Elazer not paying attention to the other side, and he's losing a lot of drones. 22 already down. Now he's collapsing on this army, and he's gonna be able to clean up most of it, but I don't know if all.
This was an efficient trade for Spirit. He takes down every single Hydra, takes down the Lynx, takes down 24 drones, and we were talking about the late game. We were talking about cutting the map in half, but we may not even get there as Elazer, his economy, not quite in shambles, but it's really hurting right now. He lost so many Hydras as well. Spirit, that was such an efficient fight.
I mean, as you said, like, this entire game, Elazer has been very greedy. He's been focusing purely on economy, purely on making drones, getting bases, and then losing that economy. Like, that must really hurt, because, like, that was what he was focusing on this entire game, and now it's gone.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, his hatchery almost goes down as well. We can see Spirit repositioning here over towards the right-hand side. No creep is here to deal with this. We do see Elazer diving on these tanks once again, and he will get them.
Yeah, he will get those tanks, and he will eventually clean up this Marine Force as well, but not after suffering a lot of losses. Like, as we said, he lost a lot of drones, his bases are hurt, and if Spirit decides to snipe them, he can just send a drop and maybe, you know, just deal damage to them.
Speaking of, we do have a drop here on the left-hand side. Doesn't go for the hatchery. I do think there was a lot of potential here. Like, Elazer's out of position. We could have done so much more regardless. We're diving on this hatchery at the same time. Another double drop on the right-hand side as well. Going to be threading that Evo chamber.
I think Spirit wants to be greedy. I think he wants both. I think he wants both hatcheries.
Yeah, and it looks like... Oh, no! He doesn't get it! It's on 2 HP!
2 HP! Spirit, please!
Oh, just leave a Marine behind to die, Poppy. It would have been worth it. As the medevac is even going to get sniped as well. Both of these hatcheries, they barely survive.
Spirit! The medevac went down anyway. 2 HP!
Not like this. You do see Spirit, he's going to take down the Evo chamber, at least on this right-hand side. Meanwhile, Elazer, he's taking up into Hive. Hive is about to finish up. Lurker Den finishes up as well. Elazer, he's stabilizing. He's been able to drone up to 90 at this point. He cleaned up the drops, as you mentioned. He killed the tank push. Elazer, he is recovering. Spirit is turtling up back at home. After the failed drop play, he's done. He's like, you know what? We're cutting the map in half.
It's like, you thought I wouldn't do it. Well, I will do it.
Oh, God. Sensor towers are thrown down. Tank lines are drawn. More CCs are being thrown down for planetaries. Spirit is going to take this slow and steady. There was so much potential with the drop play, by the way. Just like a couple more shots here and there.
He can still do it. Like
he could still do it.
The queens are not there. There are no transfuses on these hatcheries. Like, they're still low. If he sends just a literally single medivac, he can just snipe 2 hatches.
The thing is, it would have been too easy. You know, it would have been too easy of a move here for Spirit. He wants to work for it. He wants to.
This is a final, so you need the show, right?
Yeah, he doesn't look. He doesn't want to just beat Elazer. He wants to break him mentally as well. Okay, so we're just gonna throw down some more of these CCs, some more missile turrets.
The mules. Do you see the mules? He actually dropped them on the other side of the minerals, and they cannot leave.
The mules, they're stuck on the other side, but it's fine. It doesn't matter as Elazer throws down 2 spires. He is also accepting the late game. He's getting ready for Broodlords.
Oh boy. We are getting once again into the Broodlord area of the game.
Oh, the mule is set free.
The mule is set free. I'm not sure if there wasn't more than one. But
that's fine. Yeah, I mean, so to be fair, when Spirit is eventually active on the map, you know, in 20 minutes, he's going to be able to take down some of these hatcheries. And to be fair, like, he's at least vying for control of the Zone Nagas. He's being active. He's taking down some tumors.
Let's see what is happening. Look, he's working on nukes. He's gonna nuke that hatchery.
There you go. As we are sending out a couple of drops on the map, but lurkers are there to meet him. Elazer is just solidifying his position here. We have walls of spines being thrown down left and right. Spores as well. Oh, Spirit, he's rotating around though. It looks like he may just go for the base. Up!
Yeah, he will try, but the lurkers are here to defend. He's trying to dance with them, but I don't think he can dive deep enough to get that hatchery.
Yeah. Hatchery will survive. Greater Spire is on the way for said Broodlords, and yeah, we are just going. We are accepting the late game here. We are cutting the map in half, as we mentioned earlier. And everyone, get comfortable. You know, posture check in the chat. Posture check in the chat. Make sure there's no slouching. No slouching.
I mean, to be fair, when you're watching, like you can just watch from bed because I mean, this may take a bit.
No, but don't fall asleep though. Don't.
Yeah,
No,
don't fall asleep though. You don't want to miss the final.
I mean, there's still a lot going on here when it comes to vying for map control. At least Spirit is being active with these drops. He's still being active with these Marines. Like, sure, he's, being, turtly with everything else, and he's just really solidifying his position, but he can still trade well. He can still find some damage, especially with these nukes finishing up.
Yeah, definitely. We'll see if he can get some nice nukes going, because for now it looks like Elazer is actually trying to put some pressure on Spirit. As you said, he did bunker up, but he still maybe can find an opening.
Yeah, and Elazer still needs time. He's still working on his upgrades. He still isn't. It isn't an ideal moment to go into Broodlords yet. So Elazer needs time to recover. Spirit, meanwhile, has maxed out on a pretty potent army. He's got tanks. He's got ghosts. He has too many Marines. He wants to get rid of these Marines in favor of a higher tech army with Thors, with tanks, with ghosts, even Liberators as well. So we're still kind of working towards that.
Yeah, meanwhile, I appreciate that the chat actually listened to your advice and everybody is stretching, checking the posture. Yeah. That's very good. Very good, chat.
It's important. It's important stuff, as we do have a bathing robot here. This planetary was ambitious, very isolated, very exposed. It is going to go down alongside every single mule.
Yeah, the entire round of mules is going down, and even has to be careful about these ghosts as they are running straight into the lurkers.
There we go. The Marines being sent to their death. We wanted to trade out the Marines anyway, but that's not the best way to go.
That's a very sad way to go. just running into spikes.
Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, the Lurker army is pushing through as well. Spirit is, for the most part, in position. He's going to be able to rotate over. He's looking for the snipes.
Yeah, but he's not getting any yet. Also, a very nice zoning nuke, but I don't think it's gonna do much as he's actually getting deeper and deeper into the Spirit's base.
Yeah, the Banelings are rolling on in. The planetary is going to be going down. The tank's not quite in position to defend this base here, and Elazer, he's finding damage.
Yeah, surprisingly, like Elazer is finding openings in this fortress that Spirit has built, and it looks like the bases on the edges are actually way more vulnerable than we thought.
Yeah, these fringe bases are vulnerable, especially on the left-hand side, I would say. Here on the right, again, unfortunately, we didn't quite have any tanks in position. We couldn't quite wall off properly as Elazer is backing off. He's working on 2-2. By the time we get to 3-3, then we can start transitioning into mass Broodlords. So we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah, we definitely are getting there as Broodlords are now being more thin. There's still a few Corruptors left over, so I mean, they may at least help with some medivacs, I guess, but yeah, I guess we'll once again see how Elazer is gonna siege the Fortress of Spirit.
I mean, what's important is that this game, it looks like Elazer was better mentally prepared. If you remember, the last time we had a late game ZVT between Elazer and Spirits a couple of hours ago, like 6 hours ago at this point. Elazer, he was very heavily reliant on Lingbane Hydra, and he kept counterattacking, trying to break through, and eventually he had to stop because Spirit was trading too efficiently. This time, Elazer is very accepting, and he's embracing the Broodlords a lot earlier, so he's going to be able to get into a more cost-efficient army earlier as well.
Yeah, like basically this time this was more of a plan and less of a reaction to what Spirit was doing. He's able to clean up these drops as well, but now Spirit is actually moving forward.
Yeah, exactly. Some decent snipes here on some of these Hydra. Spores are going down as well. Spirit gaining quite a bit of ground here on the left-hand side, but the Broodlords are about to reveal themselves, of the Infestors as well, and Spirit will have to give up this position.
Yeah, now we are starting the dance of the two Turtling players, as we have the Broodlords looking for a position, and the Terran as well, trying to get the best defensive stance there, as we do have a few drops going around the map actually.
Yeah, one hatchery that was a kill, not a cancel, towards the bottom left. Again, it's very important that Spirit holds on to these two bottom left-hand bases. He doesn't want to throw it away. Meanwhile, a nuke is going to be thrown down on the left-hand side. Will Elazer be able to spot this in time?
Poor overseers. They're all gonna be shut down, or maybe not.
There you go. We do go for the neural. We take down the ghost. It is going to go down. So nice moves here out of Elazer, just cleaning that up. He's taking the base on the right-hand side as well. A lot of this is going to come down to whether or not Spirit can take some of these fringe bases. If Spirit can take control of either the right or left-hand bases, then that's going to be huge here for the Terran.
Okay, chat, remind me, if you neural parasite a ghost, can you drop a nuke?
No, you don't have the nuke with it. That's like a separate unit. Yeah.
Oh.
The nuke doesn't belong to you. The nuke belongs to the Terran.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I want to say that I think that's like a useless fun fact from Fear Dragon. I want to say that's one of those. But
yeah, it probably has been in one of the useless fun facts. Just couldn't remember.
As we do see, Spirit is double expanding. He's taking both fringe bases here. The map being cut perfectly in half. And we'll see if he can hold on to those bases. It is going to be quite difficult for the Terran. We do see Elazer being quite active as well. But for now, still focusing on his Broodlords over on the left-hand side.
Yeah, there's quite a few of those Broodlords there. They are being regularly sniped, but their numbers is actually quite big. How many Broodlords do we have? We have 20 to 14 ghosts.
20 Broodlords. The snipes are actually on the Overseers, not on the Broodlords. So the Broodlords did manage to survive here over towards the left. We can see Spirit gaining ground here as well. He's going to be able to get within range of these lurkers. He's pushing back the army of Elazer, and again, he's looking to try to threaten some of these mining bases.
Nice Liberator spot as well. He will be taking down some of these transferring drones as they're trying to get to the base, even maybe be the lurkers.
Well, snipes! Likewise, big snipes are going to be going off as well. The Broodlords do push on through. The tanks taking down a lot of those infestors, but the Broodlords, they're gaining quite a bit of ground.
Yeah, like a lot of them did go down, but there's still a lot left over, and the Broodlings are going into the base. More snipes going down from the side of Spirit. The infestors are here to help out, but still so many Broodlords are left alive.
A lot of ghosts went down in that fight. I don't know if that was quite worth it for Spirit. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, he's broken on through. Every single lurker has gone down, and Elazer is also going to be losing a base.
Yeah, so basically both players are hurting quite a bit, getting their bases demolished, and I mean, these Broodlords don't look like they're willing to stop, actually.
I mean, they're going to be able to get two bases. So two CCs are going to be going down for Spirit. At the same time, we do see Spirit also trying to take down two hatcheries of his opponent as well.
Yeah, and he may be able to do so. This Liberator is definitely helping out, and they will be able to zone out these lurkers or maybe even take them down. That hatchery is so low, if it can be focused, maybe Spirit can just take it.
Yeah, we'll see if he's going to be able to pull it off. Meanwhile, Elazer, once again, he goes for the neural, does take control of the ghost, and he's going to be able to avoid that nuke on the left-hand side. The Broodlords, they're pushing on through.
Yeah, they're finding the tanks, they're finding the ghosts, and the ghosts are not able to snipe them quite fast enough. It looks like Spirit is losing a lot, but now the Broodlords are falling as well. Yeah,
exactly. The Liberators do rock up, which do zone away those infestors. Meanwhile, the army on the right-hand side of Spirit, it looks like that also got cleaned up as well. The Corruptor is going to be able to caustic spray down this planetary. Spirit losing a lot of his bases. Up!
All of the ghosts are actually covered in fungal, and a lot of them will be going down. They're actually having a bit of a difficulty going through the Spore Forest, but they are able to snipe quite a lot of Broodlords.
Yeah, one fungal was not enough, by the way. The EMPs did connect. Every single Broodlord is going down. Spirit taking a massive fight on the left-hand side. He can keep on pushing. We have a couple more infestors trickling on in, but they can't fungal.
Yeah, and they're also walking straight into the army. Some of them even getting sniped. And now, suddenly, Elazer's army is not all that big.
Yeah, it was a bold move from Spirit. Basically, he tanked one fungal to, like, bait the rest of the infestors in, and then he landed beautiful EMPs on all those infestors. Snipes followed soon after, and Spirit took an amazing fight. Both players don't have big banks, but Spirit is the first to max out. He has a lot of momentum going his way. Broodlords are being rebuilt, but we're only going to be working up towards 10 Broodlords as opposed to the 20 we had earlier.
Yeah, and I mean, Spirit's army is now looking very scary. Like, Elazer is working on these Broodlords, but only now just popping up, and Spirit has the time to set up here.
He does have the time to set up over on the right-hand side. A massive Hellion run-by is going to barely take out that one lurker. Is getting into the middle line. The drones are being absolutely roasted.
Yeah, the drones are going down. The hatchery still stands despite being very hurt, but more importantly, the position for Spirit is very solid here. The Broodlords are being remade, so once again they are potential danger to Spirit's army, but so many of them did go down.
Yeah, but now we're back up to 14. We have 14 Broodlords. The Infestors as well have regenerated their energy, so they do have fungals available. There was a window where Elazer was really vulnerable, but that window has more or less closed. Spirit was able to gain a lot of ground, and he's going to be double expanding behind this, but he can't quite keep pushing from here.
Yeah, but I mean, basically, as you said, like he was able to acquire these pieces of land. He will be able to hold them for the time being, but he's not really able to do more damage there. Oh, nice zoning nuke though, maybe even catching a unit or two.
Yeah, he's going to force back the army of Elazer. There we go, he does pull back. The spores have to unburrow as well. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, do we have enough to defend? We do have 4 lurkers, but they are unburrowed. Uh-oh.
Yeah, they only now just burrow, and there are scans available, so the bio army will actually be able to deal with them.
Yeah, they dive on top of the lurkers. Quick unburrow coming out from Elazer, but the hatchery finally goes down.
By the way, like, have those hatcheries on the left side already healed up?
They're working. They're working their way there.
Okay. Yeah, just
it takes them a long time. This was down to 2 HP, so it's a long time here to kind of recover from that.
But it's still alive.
It is. Oh, the nuke. Nuke is going to be going off, zoning away those spores once again, just taking down a couple of tumors. Meanwhile, over on the right-hand side, we can see Elazer attempting to double expand, attempting to get some of these bases up and running. Spirit does have a force getting ready, though, to dive on in.
And also, once again, with the sneaky links being, burrowed in every base that he can.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Is he going to go for another burrow? It looks like he isn't going to be able to do so. Meanwhile, here on the left-hand side, the Broodlords are pushing on forward. A couple of these ghosts are going down. Not a lot of anti-air, though, so the Vikings do bully back the army.
Yeah, I mean, we have to be careful here because that's how the previous Broodlord game ended. The Vikings were just able to overpower the air army of the Zerg, and once again, we have Viking productions here coming through.
Exactly. The Vikings, they can be the kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back here, or they can even be the MVPs at times against all these Broodlords just because we don't have any Corruptors left over. We're going to be relying on Fungals and Parasitic Bombs to help deal with these Vikings. As the Vikings get a couple more shots off, and they're going to take down another Broodlord.
Yeah, unfortunately they are quite affected by those Parasitic Bombs, but still there's not a lot of them actually. Like, I feel like last time Spirit had more Vikings.
Yeah, he definitely had more Vikings last time. It's because now he has a bigger Marine or Bio army here over on the right-hand side. And hey, he's taking down bases. He's gaining value with them as well. With these ghosts, he can potentially even threaten these lurkers. Meanwhile, on the left-hand side, once again, we push on forward. We do connect a fungal on those Vikings. But the Liberators do hold on.
Yeah, those Vikings are very damaged. Maybe it would be nice to repair them actually, because they do seem quite useful, but Spirit is more focused on other things. He's sniping the lurkers on the right-hand side, and he's really trying to break both positions at the same time, and I'm not sure if that's a good idea actually.
Yeah, we'll see how he does here with the kind of split push. A couple of these snipes are going to be going off. The Infestor's out of position.
Yeah, the Infestors weren't quite able to get here. Actually, I think it's because of the Spine and Spore Forest that Elazer has made that his own units are actually struggling to get to the front lines as well.
The SimCity was working against Elazer there, and fun fact, he is down to only 8 Broodlords. He doesn't have too many Broodlords remaining. There we go, he has to rebuild them, he has to replace them. Until that time comes, though, he can't be as aggressive as he once was. He has to back off, and this is giving Spirit some time to breathe. He's even taking one of Elazer's bases.
Yeah, Spirit is actually starting to expand quite far on the map. Like, he already has the bottom, he has secured that. That was a freely great.
As here we go, the Broodlords have arrived. Planetary is going to be going down. Fungal doesn't connect with the Ghost, but does connect with those Liberators. Vikings going ham in the back line. They're doing what they can. They're barely alive.
Yeah, they're doing what they can indeed, and I mean the position is contested, but Spirit is holding it so far. The mining is still going on. The orbital is still standing, and I'm sure Elazer will slowly move forward, but I mean Elazer seems to be losing ground.
He is. It's a terrible thing to see a Terran player with more bases than the Zerg. Right now, Elazer's in a really rough position. Ideally, in this position, the Zerg player is trying to outmine the Terran, and typically, the Zerg player will have a base over the Terran as well, but that is not happening at all. Spirit is finding himself in a really good position. You can see that in the banks as well. Spirit has the bank, Elazer does not, or nowhere near as large.
Yeah, especially on the gas, like Elazer is suffering a lot, and remaking all these units like the Broodlords is definitely tanking that quite a bit as well.
Yeah, it feels like a slow death here for Elazer. Like, again, the Terran army is more efficient, and to make up for that, the Zerg army needs a better economy to help make up for all those trades, and that just isn't happening here for Elazer. He's being bullied back time and time again. Another base is going to be going down. Oh, Hellions, they overextend a little bit here, but it's going to be disastrous if Spirit even decides to take this base as well.
I feel like that would be a little bit adventurous if Spirit will be able to set up this base, because on the ramp there is a lot of lurkers, but Elazer does not stop attacking the bottom base as well, and there are a lot of Broodlords here. It's much harder for the Ghost to find a good angle here.
Oh, the Ghosts over at the Zolnaga, they managed to snipe one of those Broodlords as well. Really cute positioning coming in from Spirit. The base, though, is going to be going down. The Broodlords do gain ground here. Finally, Elazer fights back.
I think it does, and we are slowly reaching that point. Like, eventually, like, I think all of those bases are missing some minerals, and eventually we will reach a point where, like, they're just not gonna have any more resources.
Yeah, and oh my god, here we go. The Broodlords are pushing on through. Fun fact, Elazer has one mining base. It's this base. This is his only mining base right now, and it's not even full. Elazer is running out of money. He's running out of resources. He's being starved out right now. We have a zoning nuke. Massive freedom zones are thrown down. Elazer needs to get the top right back up and running, and right now he just can't.
Yeah, he's literally out of gas. There is no more gas available for him. The mineral bank doesn't look great either, so basically the army that he has is what he's got. Like, unless he can set up another base, like, there would be no remax. If he loses this army, this is it.
And to be fair, like, it's a pretty terrifying army. He's got 21 Broodlords, he's got 3 Vipers, he's got 6 Infestors. Like, Elazer can take a good fight, but a lot has to go well with the snipes!
Yeah, the snipes are going down, the EMP as well, and most of the ghosts are being saved, but yeah, it looks like most of the ghosts survive. The Broodlings are zoned successfully.
Yeah, exactly. The Broodlings are going to be zoned away. We do see over on the right-hand side, Elazer trying to regain control of one of his mining bases. Is going to be prioritizing the gases here as well. Very important that Elazer gets us back up and running. Meanwhile, power bombs are thrown down. Good splits coming out from Spirit, avoiding a lot of that damage. And he's getting ready here for a push. Doesn't have any ghosts on the right-hand side. Without ghosts, he can't really deal with these lurkers.
Yeah, but he is dealing with the army on the bottom side. The Vipers are once again trying to find something. They did find that single ghost, but there's yet more snipes going.
Yeah, more snipes are going down. We do see Elazer just being forced back once again by those nukes. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, we do see a scan, and Spirit can't quite do anything about that position yet. I'm really curious to see if he does decide to rotate a couple of those ghosts over.
Yeah, I guess we will find out. I think he did have a few of them on the other side, but they probably all died to lurkers already. Meanwhile, we have a cute little run by Elazer trying to get into the bases of Spirit, but to be fair, I don't know how much this really matters to him anymore.
Yeah, I mean, SCV damage doesn't really matter too much. The Lings are going to get cleaned up. They are going to distract Spirit for a moment, but Spirit is going to go back towards the top right. More nukes. We can see Spirit. He's actually encroaching upon the bases of Elazer. Slowly but surely, Elazer is being pushed further and further back.
Yeah, and with every unit lost, it's harder and harder for Elazer to remax. Like, his bank is basically non-existent. Like, he is broke. Like, every base, he has these 2 mining bases, and he has to hold on to them for dear life. But Spirit is step and step closer.
He's going for these Ling counterattacks because that's all he can do. You can see that this space is being cut off from Elazer. He's going to try to come in from the right-hand side. He's going to take some Thor shots to the face, so he can't quite commit. Not yet.
He's pulling the Vikings, so he will deal with the air army at the very least, but still, the Terran army still stands, and there's still more Thors where it came from.
Oh, one of the Vipers just went down to the Thors. We do have a nuke here on the left-hand side, and how do we escape? If we go towards the right-hand side, we go through the freedom zones. Uh-oh.
I guess we just don't escape.
I think we just die.
Okay.
Nuke is gonna go off again. This space is going to eventually go down. Elazer at least has regained control of right-hand side, but the Liberator is here to stop him.
This is the same base that was at 2 HP, and it's still alive.
Oh, true. This is the same base.
It's still alive.
Oh, don't kill it. It's lived
Don't
for so
kill
long.
it. Just keep it for the entire game.
It went through rehabilitation, you know, was able to regain control of its limbs. It's back up. It's trying to live its life. It's alive, you know. It can, you know. I'm sure there's some things going on, but the drones are going to get annihilated. 17 workers do go down. Elazer isn't mining. He can't even mine here from his only base. Oh no. Elazer, not like that. He knows he's lost.
That's
and Elazer, yeah. This is him accepting defeat. He's like, I'm just, yeah. Wow.
That's a very abstract image. Like, this is art. I think this is art.
Yeah.
Not the Protoss player, by the way.
This is Elazer GG.
He should just spell GG in sports.
Yeah. He knows that he's just been done. He's been outplayed, outmaneuvered. He cannot keep up here with Spirit at all. He's starved out, has no money. He is gonna turtle himself up here in the top left hand corner of the map, and
he's asking for a draw. Spirit is like,
God.
no.
Draw? Yeah. Here we go.
He's like, well, they come for me.
Yeah. He's going for the kill move. Fun fact, this is not the first time I've seen this. This happened in Pro League, actually. Shout out to the people that remember. I can't remember the name of the map, but this happened in Pro League. It was a TvZ mech versus Broodlord. It was mech versus Swarm Host. This was back in Heart of the Swarm when Swarm Hosts were oppressive. And this happened, I think it was at Roro versus, Roro versus, was it Journey? No, it wasn't Journey. It was, I think it was Roro versus Reality. This has unlocked a memory from Pro League. Let's go.
Once again, this is a Polish LAN, okay? Like, all these people, they know each other. They have met each other multiple times. So basically, at this point, this is just you know, the friendly player banter.
Well, I mean, I'm sure this is a little bit more painless compared to what would have happened otherwise, because Elazer was being bullied pretty hard in these past couple. And the hatchery survives. Yes! The hatchery is gonna live.
Yes, save the hatchery. Screw the game, save the hatchery.
Oh no, the nukes are coming out and there's no way to stop them. We can actually nuke Elazer to death. Oh no.
Oh. But the hatchery survives.
The hatchery does survive for now. The hatchery is alive. The nukes are going to be pushing Elazer further and further back into his own main base, just slowly being starved out, being strangled out of this game. Oh boy. Not like this.
Look, as you said, the players are tired. The casters are tired. Everyone is tired, okay?
Yeah. Yo, shout out to Count Bebop. He remembers it was Reality, so I got the Terran right. It wasn't Robo. It was Soul Key versus Reality. There you go. Count Bebop. Shout out. Another hatchery. Hatchery goes down. It survived so long.
It survived on 1 HP. Sorry, I think it was 2 HP.
It's 2 HP, yeah.
It survived the entire game. There were multiple battles here. It survived. Yeah. But it's all Thors.
Shaking my head.
It's all Thors.
Also, I remember as well, Bravo was stuck in the warm-up booth. Exactly. Oh, God. The good old Pro League days.
Was that when Soki started spelling stuff on the map?
Well, so that was because the reason why it turned out like this, if I remember correctly, maybe Count Bebop can remind me, it's because it was a regame. Because game one was draw, so they had to regame again. And it was 2 games in a row of split map scenario of Swarm Host versus Mech. So that's why like it ended up like this, because it was a bit of a statement, because the series was so long, playing 2 games when it was the best of 1. So yeah, and the regame is I remember. That was an iconic moment in Pro League. The nuke! The nuke! Ah!
The great spore migration.
We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna ebb and flow like the tide, like water.
I find it hilarious when like the entire group of spores is wandering away.
This is what we have come to. This is StarCraft. Good fungal! Good fungal on those ghosts. But Spirit has a 7k bank. He can afford to lose some ghosts.
Oh no!
He kills his own base!
Oh no! The Broodlings, they rebelled! The Zerg army didn't want to be part of this anymore.
Well, he killed the base so he can have more room to throw down his spores.
Shh, don't break the narrative. It was the Zerg army. They faced the nukes and they didn't want to see it.
Yeah, the nukes are not stopping. The freedom zones are encroaching upon the army. Snipes are going to be going off as well. It looks like we barely do deny that one nuke, but Elazer, it cost him a lot.
Look. This is the last stance of the Zerg race, okay?
Yeah, this is his last stand on Neo-Humanity. He embraced the late game a little bit better here on Neo-Humanity. You know, he was fighting toe-to-toe with Spirit for a while, but if you remember, Spirit almost killed him before the split map scenario with all the drop play. Like, Spirit, he was popping off.
This is actually like that mission with the Protoss, but it's like race swap.
Yeah. Oh god, there's a Elazer. He's running out of room. He's running out of room, puppy. And here we go. He's diving on forward. He's borrowing all of his spores. He's pushing forward with those Broodlords as well. Bungles will connect. Oh god, but is it going to be enough?
The question is, will Elazer GG? Will he GG?
Will he GG? Or will he not GG? Oh god. Murals are coming in as well. Thors are just annihilating those Broodlords in the air. Good murals though, by the way. Elazer, but GG gets caught. And Spirit is going to be the House SC2 Circuit champion. Play the fanfare.
Fanfare. Yes.
GG, well played. Congratulations to Spirit, only dropping a single map in this best of 7 against Elazer, breaking him in both mind and spirit as well, even forcing the hell we saw in that last game. Just
that was his broken
giving
spirit.
up, and yeah, that was his break. You're not wrong. Spirit with a dominant performance here in the finals. GG.
Hold on, let me type GG into GG. There you go.
Yeah, we'll do. GG.
I should also say, what the heck did I just watch? But hey.
Oh my god, what a performance there! What a performance! I mean, this game, I'm pretty happy to see that Spirit won. If you remember, Spirit was the one that decided to go to the late game. Like, he was doing so well for himself, going for all this drop play, the pushes. Like, he was pulling Elazer apart. I think it was what, like 25 plus drones killed, and there was that moment where both hatcheries were left barely alive. And then after the drops got cleaned up, Spirit's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back home. I'm just gonna hunker down. I'm gonna take more bases.
You did say that, like that is like his strong side. So like, I mean, he wanted to put it on display.
Yeah, you're not wrong. He wanted to really showcase his skill there on Neo-Humanity. And Elazer was keeping up for a while. He was able to recover from a really dire position, was able to cut the map in half. But we saw that he had a really hard time vying for map control, holding on to his fringe bases and denying bases of Spirit. Initially, he was doing a good job. If you remember, Spirit was having a hard time expanding on the left and right-hand side. But over time, Elazer was just being forced back time and time again. It's one of those things, I mentioned it earlier. I do think that Spirit has arguably the best late game TvZ in Europe, even better than Clem, better than Hero Marine. Spirit, he is one of the best at this style. It's really good.
Yeah, definitely. Like, mean, Spirit in general, he's been really on the rise. Like, he's been getting better and better, like over time.
Oh yeah. He has been improving quite a lot this year specifically. Has been doing well for himself in a lot of these premier events, even ESL Masters Summer, even Katowice as well. He's been taking down Hero Marine time and time again in TvTs, so really showcasing his skill in that matchup, and here in TvZ as well, just looking so damn powerful. You mentioned earlier, but he beat, no, it wasn't you, I think it was Asher who said earlier when he was casting in the best of 5 how powerful Spirit looked against Raynor on Gressvan, sorry, on Near Humanity. So
Yeah.
it's good stuff.
Also, as Kashim is saying in the chat, we will have a ceremony, a trophy ceremony for these players. As you can see, there are actually 3 trophies. I don't know if this is for top 3 or if there are some special awards, but there will be a ceremony for those.
Let's go. When the ceremony starts, make sure that it's on screens, and maybe you can
Yes.
translate a little bit about what it is.
I
Well,
will
let
have
us
it.
know when it begins.
I will have the clean feed here. I mean, quote unquote clean feed. It's not really clean feed, but it's a feed.
Yeah. Okay.
I will try to
For those
live
that are-
translate, but I give no promises because I'm not a specialist on live translations.
We'll do our best. We will do our best. Or Kura will do her best, of course. So yeah, for those wondering that are maybe just tuning in, maybe didn't know what this event was, this is an offline event in Poland, the first of hopefully many. There have been quite a lot of them over 2022, but they had to put their offline finals on hold just because they had to find a new venue. The old venue that they were hosting this event in just wasn't available anymore, so it took a couple of months. Took a while for them to find a new place to host events like this, and they were able to find it here at the House Gaming Bar in Warsaw. So it's really cool to see that they're able to host these events again, and hopefully this is the first of many. Hopefully we get plenty more offline events here in Poland. It'll be really cool to see.
Igor już jest cały na bliżej określony kolor grafitowy.
As the ceremony is starting.
I'm trying to listen.
Także moi drodzy, z mojej
Indy is getting ready to get on stage as well.
Organizatorom, sponsorom było naprawdę super.
I think Indy or Zed? I'm not sure.
Jest, widać go, jest.
Będzie pogadanka na tym, na głównej scenie. Także dziękuję bardzo.
Oh wow, someone has a lot of signatures.
Raz, o. Musimy tak, wiesz, kierunek troszeczkę w tamtą stronę. Pozwoli, że zacytuję klasyka. O, nie działa coś? No
Don't worry,
słuchajcie, to
take
jest
issues.
live, więc no, nie? Ja chciałem tylko zacytować klasyka. Halo! Czekaj, nie. Halo? O, teraz mnie słychać. Klasyczny turniej, nie zapomnę go nigdy.
Dziękuję. Dobra, chwileczkę.
O, dobrze.
Śmiga.
Produkcja poprawiła.
Dobra, momencik, bo muszę znaleźć, żeby wszystko było dobrze.
Albo prawie dobrze.
Siema wszystkim, fajnie was widzieć. Dużo znajomych twarzy. Dobra. Moment, bo to nie jest nowy telefon. To się chwilę schodzi.
A co to za nudesy?
Jesteśmy. Dobra, fajny to był turniej. Bardzo się cieszę, że wpadliście. Tak dziwnie przed żywymi ludźmi występować. No i co, no wręczamy
Tak jest, działamy.
Oczywiście.
jedziemy.
na nagrodę tutaj. Geralt. Nie słychać, wiem, urywa. O, jest Geralt, zapraszam. Mateusz Budziak.
Yeah,
Nie uciekł.
Girl, the third place.
Brawo.
Indy was saying that he's thankful for everyone who has come, and that it's kind of weird to be in front of so many people actually live, because usually he's casting online.
Na lanie polskim. Nie za zemstę.
Igor, proponuję, jak staniecie...
Oh, he gets a trophy and he gets a keyboard. Let's go.
But he has a
Bo
keyboard.
on zbiera z bardzo bliska.
Jasne. nadzieję, że jesteś zadowolony. Jakieś pytanko do Geralta. Dlaczego... Słucham? Zmiana raz.
It's cutting so much.
Brać udział.
One tu. O. Tak, trzeba dziwnie.
O, działa? Działa? Dobra. No chyba będę brał udział. Teraz robię przeciętną, ale później wrócę na Dreamhacka tego listopadowego, na Dreamhacka w Atlancie, Home Story Cupa, no i coś pogramy. Będą lany polskie, będę grał polskie lany, no.
Okay, so they asked Geralt if he will like keep playing, and he said that he will take a little bit of a break, but he will be back for DreamHack, and if there will be more LANs, he will be playing more LANs. If there will be Home Story Cup, he will play Home Story Cup. So he's
Numer
definitely
jeden.
there for to stay.
Danej kampy zdobywa Elazer Mikołaj Ogonowski.
Why didn't they ask about his mustache?
Za drugie miejsce. Gratulacje, Mikołaj.
Second place, Elazer.
Gratulacje, nagrody.
His name is Mikołaj, by the way.
O.
The interviewer is Indy. That's Indy, the Polish caster.
50% ceny.
Ceny?
Nie słyszeliście, to ja powtórzę. Elazer powiedział, że dziś pohandluje z wami.
Elazer said that it's
Oczywiście
like
to było w żarcie.
it's like on sale for 50%, whatever that means.
No to jest faza eksperymentalna cały czas, ale wydawało mi się tak, że w teorii to powinno zadziałać.
Ale to kwestia tego, że Vipery padły, czy...
Vipery to.
Oh, he said that
Dobra, dziękuję
what he was
bardzo,
playing,
gratuluję.
I guess the late game was like an experimental build, and
Dziękujemy bardzo.
it probably failed because the
Ogólna
Vipers
baza jest
died.
mała trochę na tej mapie.
A no tak, no mało miejsca też było w tej bazie, to się zgadza. Dobra, gratulacje Mikołaja, dopingujemy go, grał za
I think it was about
tydzień
the final.
Riyadzie.
The very
Let's go,
final.
Elazer.
Tak jest.
And they're cheering for
ogromne
him
brawa.
at Gamers 8. These interviews are very memey. Like Polish people are memers.
No i?
Nie wiem, czy... Nie wiem, czy... A to dla mnie jest? Wow, super, dziękuję bardzo. To za moment.
Someone collected autographs
Tak,
for
wszystkie
Indy
przeczytam, na pewno, rozczytam.
and wrote some stuff for Indy.
A to może chwilę później to załatwimy, dobra?
They are
Dzięki.
as confused as everyone is.
Brawo. Brawo, Spirit.
First place Spirit. We have confetti.
O.
We have no sound.
No niestety sprzęty chyba już zmęczone. Dobra, bo zamienimy się, co?
Raz, dwa.
No,
Ja
że...
mam jakieś blokujące ręce. Brawo,
Tak.
Piotr. Powiem ci, że chyba minęła z dekada, odkąd Teran wygrał polskiego lana. Polski Teran polskiego lana. I no, coś było. Czy żałujesz, że wybrałeś Terana w swoim
Polski
życiu?
Nie, obecnie myślę, że Terran jest możliwe, że najlepszą rasą, więc...
Nawet wbrew mu nie...
It is said this is the first time in like 10 years that a Polish Terran wins a Polish LAN. Spirit, do you regret that you picked that race? It's like, no, I think that maybe actually the best one.
Realizujemy plan, już
True,
byłeś na wielu
true.
turniejach, tutaj
Confirmed.
o Europy. Czy jeszcze jakieś stresy cię kiedykolwiek łapią?
Nie, byłem dosyć pewny siebie po tym pierwszym Best of Five. Już wiedziałem, że praktycznie wygram.
No i
It was
tak,
asking if he's like after all these tournaments, if he's still getting stressed in tournaments. He's like, no, not really. After the first best of 5, I knew I would win. He was very confident.
O, właśnie. Chodźmy do zdjęcia.
He already won the mental battle in the
Yeah.
first series.
He
It was
did. No, he
over.
did.
It was over.
Clearly.
Szukamy mecenasa. Elazera też. Z pucharami zapraszamy Elazera, Geralta, a Spirita, nie? A, bo Spirit jest, dobra.
Okay,
Oh,
they're
yes,
asking
yes.
them back, I guess, for a photo.
Ciężko noc. Dałeś?
Geralt has already got rid of his
Już
trophy.
sprzedał Geralt podobno.
They're like, he already sold it.
Dobra. Mogę? Za szybko? No nie, bo on przerywa, no. Co ja poradzę? Dobra. Jaki caster, taki mikrofon, no. Dobra.
They keep talking about how the
Przy
mics
okazji-
keep cutting off.
Yeah,
Aha, to
yeah.
teraz robimy zdjęcie, tak?
It sounds like their gate
Dobra.
is a little bit too high or too low.
I think it's not
Too
even that. I
hyper.
think it's like from what I see, the way they move. I think it's when they move like away from whatever it is, like it loses connection because they are wireless.
Yeah,
So I think like they have to just stop moving.
yeah. Oh.
For those who
But,
don't know, the person who was speaking was Indy. The guy on the left is the organizer of this tournament, as well as the previous esport tournament. And I assume the guy on the right is the representative of the venue.
Dziękuję.
Oh, and apparently the organizer of the tournament also received the prize for some reason.
I thought they were gonna send it out to the crowd, but okay.
I thought so too, but no, I think that was for him. From the
Yeah.
venue
Dlatego
to the
turnieju.
organizer.
Czyli zapraszam.
Fair enough. I appreciate that they had confetti as well. I appreciate
Yeah,
they had
the confetti was
for
cute.
cheering.
Każdy
Oh, Kashim is on the stage. He's also getting a
Oh,
prize.
let's go, Kashim. Let's go.
Pracy.
I'm telling you guys, like
Kashim.
Kashim is the hero of StarCraft, and not just Polish
Bravo.
StarCraft, but the international
Brawo na
StarCraft.
No i nie
I like how
zapominajmy
they're
o
chanting and
kompozytorach.
clapping
Teraz
for
jest
Kashim.
tylko
They didn't do
Indy,
that for
no i
Spirit. They,
tylko-
No, because Kashim is the real hero. You don't understand. I've seen that guy edit Wikipedia and Aligulak on the phone. It's
yeah,
crazy.
for sure. Kashim, he's a good friend to the channel, and he's an amazing part of the StarCraft community as well. We talked about him earlier, but again, like, without him, Wikipedia wouldn't be where it is today. A lot of these tournaments wouldn't be anywhere near as well funded or well organized, I should say, as they usually are. So, massive shout out to Kashim.
Sir Gracius, SKPPWI, bliźniak numer 1, Cubertino, Info.
It's also thanks to Kashim that we're able to cast this event as well. Cast in English.
LG, Endorphi,
Able to facilitate for that.
Jumisu. To są nasi sponsorzy. Dziękujemy. Ogromne
Also, those are that list was a shout out to sponsors because this was sponsored by a few companies, but also a few like private people that are
Oczywiście
specifically credited.
również dziękuję menadżerowi
Yeah, some
chaosu,
community members did
Piotrowi
put their
za
money together here for the prize pool. For those wondering, what's the prize pool? It's 4,000 zlotys for first place and 2,000 for second, 1,500 for third, and 1,000 for fourth. It's good stuff. Really cool to
It's
see.
solid money too for like a LAN tournament.
No dziękuję oczywiście Kashimowi, komentatorom, IndyZ, klasa światowa, Michaś. Tak jest.
Shout out to the casters.
Transmisję na Twitchu. No i przede wszystkim dziękuję wam widzom, ci, którzy
And thanks to the viewers.
Wybaczcie.
Oh, I think that's the twin. I think that's a twin.
Bliźniak numer
Ah.
Yeah, he just introduced himself. He's the twin number one.
Chciałem tylko przede wszystkim
That's his
przerwać,
nickname.
Bo tak, ale najważniejsze jest to, że to wszystko,
It's cool to see that he's still involved, he's still
po
active.
prostu bawimy się StarCraftem, to jest tylko przez
And he's giving a shout out to the organizer that this whole party, the fact that they've been running for so long, like it's all thanks to this guy.
Tylko on tutaj jest odpowiedzialny za to, że ogarnął graczy, ogarnął miejsce, ogarnął nas. Wszyscy
They say that he's the person responsible for organizing all of this, organizing the players, organizing us.
Chodź, prawniczko, mamy coś dla ciebie, małe, ciężkie i by nieporadne. Powodzenia.
Oh, he got his own trophy.
No większy aplauz, no co jest?
It's like, come on, he needs a bigger applause.
Danski, 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 Danski.
Yeah, for those who don't know, the twin, he's one of the hype men of networks, and if you saw I Am Katowice and those hype events, he's the person who's like motivating the crowd, the making all the games, the waves, all of this. This is this person.
Brzydzę się biedą. Dziękuję bardzo, to był wspaniały turniej na 30%. Mam nadzieję, że nie będziecie musieli mnie więcej oglądać. Dobrej nocy!
Yeah, they thank everyone. This was a great tournament. And he said, I hope you won't have to see me
Oczywiście dla
again.
was też ogromne brawa, że tu byliście, no bo dzięki wam też to wszystko się kręci. No i jeszcze, możesz na chwilkę? Słuchajcie, jesteśmy w nowym
He's gonna break
miejscu. StarCraft jest z nami wszędzie i już dzisiaj mogę wam powiedzieć, że cykl będzie trwał dalej i prawdopodobnie się zobaczymy
Okay, it's very...
prawdopodobnie w grudniu.
It's
Na razie
cutting...
jest to wszystko prawdopodobne, ale dzięki wsparciu sponsorów
He said that he
Działamy
wanted to
dalej,
say that
działamy,
StarCraft is
jesteśmy.
alive, it didn't die, and
Do
this is the
zobaczenia.
first
Trzymajcie
tournament
się.
in the new place, and I can tell you for now that this is not the end, and we'll probably meet each other again, probably in December.
Let's. Oh, okay. So maybe confirmation that we have another LAN in December.
Potentially.
Let's go.
Potentially.
Good to hear. Good to hear. But yeah, shout out to, of course, all the organizers over in
Yeah, and
Poland.
you have the-
Kashim.
You have the sponsorship as well, the private persons in the first line, and the companies as well.
Yeah. Really cool to see. Really cool to see. The first of many, hopefully, offline events. Maybe one in December. If there is one in December, we'll be doing our best to cast it as well. I know last year for some of the esports events, for some of the qualifiers, even we weren't able to cast everything just because of like conflicting schedules. I think at the time it was DreamHack or maybe another event. But we'll do our best. We'll do our best to bring you some StarCraft live here, as we always do. And it looks like we're going to be wrapping up as well. We are finally done. How long were we live? How long was this cast? It was
10 and a
10 and a half
half
hours. 10 and a half hours. Before that, I was laddering on stream. Before that, I was casting KSL. No sleep in between.
Ah.
My God. So a long day of StarCraft today. A long day. And we expected it to be long. To be fair, we were kind of getting ready for that. I've been sipping away at some Red Bull. I maybe got like halfway through. We got some food earlier. Shout out to Asher. We have our own shout outs as well. Shout out to Asher. He did cast the first 4 hours or 4 to 5 hours alongside us. So thank you so much. He didn't have to, but we hadn't casted in a while. So he was able to jump on and he was able to help support us or help us cast the first half of the tournament. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kuro, as well, to be able to do production today and help out with some of the translations as well. I know there were some audio issues and I know OBS did crash at some point in the finals as well, which was a bit of a shame. But for the most part, yeah, thank you as well.
Most things worked out. A bit of a chaos as I usually don't have that many different things to get together. Because like operating in 2 different languages and having the stream, having the game, having the Polish stream on as well. I had the Polish stream on my phone the entire time just so I can make sure that that we are not missing anything particularly interesting. So yeah, that was a bit more complicated broadcast than usually, but I think it was fun.
Yeah, there we go. Was fun in the end. I hope everyone in the chat enjoyed themselves as well. Fun fact, we started casting when the sun was setting and the sun is now rising. Literally, it's it's 7 a.m. here in Australia, 7 a.m. and the sun is rising. In 3 hours time, we have the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. I don't think I should try and stay up to cast it. I think that would probably not be a good idea. I think I could probably start strong and then I'd probably crash halfway through. Especially because I'm going to be solo casting, so the Tenacious Turtle Tussle will still go on, but we will collect the replays. And I'm going to be going to bed soon, and I'm going to be casting from replays instead later on in the day. So even though we have an event in a couple of hours, we will be casting in like 12 hours.
Yeah,
I would say 12 hours from now, we're going to be casting.
That said, important note, the tournament that's starting in only just 3 hours is open to North America, Latin America, Oceania, Southeast Asia, Taiwan and Hong Kong, the whole region, together with Japan and China as well. So basically the EPT Americas and EPT Asia. So if you are part of any of these regions, no matter what level you are, then feel free to sign up.
There you go. Feel free to sign up. So yeah, we do have a tournament starting in 3 hours. Usually we would cast it, but just because we've been casting for so long, I said Bedge would be nice. Bedge would be nice. So, so yeah, we're gonna be going for a replay cast later on instead at a more reasonable hour. Outside of that, thank you so much everyone for tuning in. Thank you so much for watching. Yaku, go to bed. How are you doing, Yaku?
He's just woke up probably.
shaking my head. Shout out to Tater Toot in the chat, giving a sub to Chase. Oh my god, thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the gifted subs. We appreciate it as always. If you're interested in the CranKy Ducklings, ! Socials in the chat. We are live every day of the week with plenty of StarCraft, whether it's Polish StarCraft, whether it's Korean, North American, Latin American, Southeast Asian, what have you. Our next cast is going to be in 11 hours. That is going to be the replay cast of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle. Tomorrow, we're going to be live with ESL Open Cup Asia. And then our week begins anew once again with ESL Open Cup, Americas, KSL, Masters Coliseum, if there's any next week. I'm not too sure if there is. But regardless, plenty of StarCraft here on the CranKy Ducklings. So consider supporting it. Consider checking it out. Tomorrow is actually OSC King of the Hill. We're casting OSC King of the Hill tomorrow. So yeah, plenty of StarCraft going on. So if you're interested, follow us. If you want to support us even more, you can subscribe. You can check out our Patreon, what have you. It's up to you how you want to support us. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for everything. YouTube, don't forget about YouTube. And Kuro, where can people find more of you?
If you want to find more of me, then you should definitely check our Discord, because I usually am on our Discord working on something related to CranKy Ducklings and sometimes asking the Discord for opinions on stuff as well. So make sure you are there. Otherwise, if I am doing my own stuff, it will be at twitch.tv/16squadsanseki. I also am on Twitter at 16squads. I'm also on Mastodon at 16squadsanseki at Mastodon Social. So feel free to follow me there, because I'm learning to use it slowly but surely. But in general, I'm usually doing something related to CranKy Ducklings on my own channels. I'm just, playing some games to chill. Like recently, I've been addicted to Traveler's Rest, a tavern management game. So who knows? Maybe I will stream that. But light. When you are having more than 2 hours of sleep, where can people find you?
Live VIP on Twitch and Twitter. _VIP on Twitch and Twitter. I try and stream whenever I can. I've had a hard time finding time to stream just because we're casting so much. But again, you can find me there. I'm going to be streaming some Diablo, some StarCraft, and maybe some other games as well. So if you're interested, follow me there. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. It is 7 a.m. on the dot. It is time. I'm not going to go to bed. I'm probably going to edit up VODs or work on stuff. But soon we're going to be going to bed. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you guys next time. Stick around. We're going to be giving another streamer a raid. And we're going to be raiding Epic LAN. There's another LAN going on right now over in the UK. Currently, they're in the finals of Epic LAN. It's a best of 7 between Raza and Eba.
Eba playing offline? We have to see that.
Eba is playing. He's playing offline.
Guys,
so give him some love. Give him some
we have
support.
to cheer for Eba. Come on, we have to cheer for Eba, and we have to see what race he's playing.
I mean, Eba is up 3-1, so he's pulling a spirit right now. He's and they're near humanity. So
what else did you expect?
Oh god! So see you guys there. I'll probably tune into the Epic LAN while I'm in bed. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much for your support, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.